And Boop, hello.
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 Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing very well. It's nice to see you in chat
Metaphorically.
and metaphorically, We will be playing some D&D today. We're going to be finishing our game. This is the last game we're ever going to play.
Hold up now.
Oh, no.
News to me.
Oh, is this
I did
new?
not agree
Did
to
I not?
this.
Oh, it's not the finale? Okay, all right.
The tattoos kill you.
All of us have made a contract. This is the last game of D&D or any RPG we'll ever play, ever, with any other group. This is it.
I didn't sign anything.
But we'll get back to Housebound Adventuring. Woohoo!
Woo!
Wow.
Woo.
Right, so last game. Actually, first off, I'll tell you the prompts that we're doing today, and then we'll talk about summary for the last game, and then we'll get right back into the high octane action that is traveling on the road. So last week, we started a little bit late because life, and basically we had escaped the tomb of Ansia the Paranoid, and unfortunately noticed that our companion Albert had been possessed by the ghost of Ansia the Paranoid, and we had to spend a whole session jumping through hoops for a friend of ours named Grace Vibes, so that she would help us to remove the ghostly presence. Fortunately, after doing a bunch of mini quests that involved basically helping some antsy ghosts out, doing some silly little things, and accidentally inventing the xylobone, we managed to come to some kind of agreement where Grace would help remove the ghostly presence. She cast some incredible ritual magic, the likes that none of you had ever seen before, and with some very over-the-top gesturing, managed to somehow miraculously boot the ghostly presence of Ansia from our friend Albert. Those of you who are a bit more perceptive noticed that actually it seemed a lot like she had some kind of anti-possession ghost spray that on reflection you suspect may have had quite a powerful ingredient. Regardless, your friend was there unpossessed, and you managed to use that time you had left in your day to get back to Orkspear and say goodbye to Albert in a very touching moment where Albert promised to send you letters and keep you updated. I wanted to hear all about the letter and about the adventures that you guys go on, and was extremely awkward about saying goodbye to Nurali. Not so much about Oro. Oro was, yeah, all right. Get out of here. And we got you back on the road towards Immer Sea, where you will be meeting up hopefully with your pal Margaret Stevens. Margaret Stevens, who, despite having an old lady name, I mean, she is an old lady. The old lady name comes with an old lady form and a shit ton of awesome tattoos, because she is a tattoo artist by trade, and she is inked up from top to bottom. Previously, she had agreed, because you'd saved her life, to give you some tattoos. And you guys got matching tattoos, which are very, very cool. She also agreed that she would help to imbue them with a certain degree of magic if you were to find her a diamond, a big chunky diamond. Just so happens in the last tomb that you were poking around in, you found a big old chunky diamond.
What? Crazy.
However, that diamond came with a little bit of a moral dilemma, because that diamond was the necklace of Ansi the Paranoid. He was buried with it. Not all of our characters were entirely pleased with the idea of poking through the tomb of somebody and pilfering their belongings. But that's what role playing is all about, baby. Sometimes your players don't always agree, and that's fine. In fact, that's occasionally something to encourage. The real enemies were the people we almost helped but didn't really along the way. Hi, everybody.
Hi, hi.
So that's where we're at.
Hello,
That's where we're at
hello.
right now. That's our summary. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy what we did last time. Well, not copy. We're going to do one prompt now, and then at some point during today, whilst you're on the road, we'll talk about the other prompt. So to begin with, we'll start at the top of my cam order for me personally, because I'm the DM. Do what I say. Nearly. What are the 3 things that you carry on your person at all time when you are not carrying your adventuring gear?
My wand, just because it is sentimental. So I guess it would technically be adventuring gear, but like all she really kind of owns is that.
Sure.
And then her like holy symbol thing that she has. It's probably a little bit different than what somebody would like expect, but it's what she knows.
Would you like to describe it to us?
Yes. I hadn't thought of that. Hers is a small vial that has a bit of a like rainbow sheen to it, like an angel aura quartz. It's like got a liquid inside that's lightly blue in hue, but it's like magically sealed. She can't open it. And in the moonlight, it ever so slightly shines. Not in like a super meaningful way, but noticeably.
Ooh, that's nice. Did you think? Did she? Where did she get that?
It was given to her when she was growing up. In the before times.
Before times.
Yes.
So many different meanings to that now. Okay. Did you have a third thing?
The third thing. Those were the 2 that were most important.
That's fine if you can't think of the third thing. That's all right.
Let me.
A purse with some money in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I guess I didn't really like think of that. I think probably the
Keys,
third
wallet,
thing.
phone.
Yeah, basically, right. Yeah. She has the handmade soap that she still has, I think is still really sentimental to her. And so like if she were leaving and we're going to be gone for a while but didn't necessarily feel like she needed her like equipment, I think she would keep that with her because it's A, useful, but B, very sentimental to her as well.
Very sentimental person, this Neurali.
What?
Okay. Crazy.
No
Alrighty.
way.
So like I said, our other prompt we will use later on the game, but we'll move on to haiku. What are the 3 things that you carry on your person at all times? It's a bit of a shit question for haiku, really, isn't it? You're kind of loaded up. Really.
Yeah, I mean, for them to not be carrying absolutely everything is a very, very rare thing to happen. And I was lazy, so I rolled some dice to determine which 3 items.
Okay, well, I mean,
important.
so for us, really, if you keep the majority of, so I'd like to think that you keep your collectibles on your shell, but your day-to-day adventuring stuff may be, in pouches and pockets and your gauntlet and that kind of stuff. Would you agree with that? Was that something that describes your character?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So in which case, you could say that it's those kinds of things. It's your non-shell items that you keep on your person.
Oh,
However, I'd love the opportunity to hear those 3 things that you've picked from your list. So you can choose. Either you're going to give us the cool stuff on your list, and we can get to hear some more stuff on your list, or give us 3 things that you might.
Well, we'll go with list stuff. I wouldn't say
Okay.
it's all cool. I'll warn you right now. So yeah, the first one was a turtle tankard. It's, like a metal tankard. It's got like turtley symbols engraved on the sides of it.
Oh, it's just like I imagined it as a turtle. It's like a dude.
Oh. No. Something actually from Ahoy Hoy.
Okay.
Where they're from. Next I rolled something I made up, the ocular lock, it's called. I say I made it up, I think I stole it off Reddit actually. It's a padlock, which is permanently locked, and because in the keyhole is an eyeball. It's always looking out. It's on the list.
Always
don't
watching.
blame me. Blame the list.
Always. Oh, okay. All right. Grim.
And the last one was a bit of a crap roll. Rope. Don't ask me why.
You
Carries round
always
rope all the
bring that
time.
rope.
I think we
Always
already know
bring
why.
that Okay. All right. Thank you very much. How about? Oh, was there something in chat you want to read out?
We got a £1 tip from the username 11.03. It said throw a pound at your DM. So thank you for the pound. We've brought back Tom's D&D allowance because, well, at one point, this was months ago, there was so many tips that it had made up Tom's D&D allowance for the next 6 months, and that 6 months is now over now. So we brought Tom's D&D allowance back.
Thank you very much
Thank you
for
very much.
supporting me to support other people. It's the D&D allowance helps me to be a patron of map makers and that kind of stuff, pay for tokens occasionally, that kind of thing. So thank you very much appreciated. Shall we move on to Randly Randall? What 3 things, Randly Randall?
Okay, so there's going to be a theme, as there always is.
Hmm.
So I think the first thing is going to be there's a little stack of papers that Randall has, and it has a whole bunch of really common forms for things. So it'll be like house sales and sheep trades and renamings and all the things that people need writing for and might not be able to write themselves or need someone to officiate
Applications to
way.
change to name streets.
Yep. Yeah. And number houses, very important. And so it's just a small stack of those because they always come in useful, and it's also super useful way to get talking to people because you're helping them, so they're more likely to tell you about what's going on.
Nice.
And then I think he's got a seal from the monastery, and it's meant for sealing letters and stuff, but it's also kind
cool.
of
yeah
it's got their logo and stuff on it.
Mhm.
And then satchel that is waterproof.
Waterproof satchel.
Of course.
Critical. Critical attire.
Very, very good answers. I like those.
Papaya, thank you so much for donating. Well, tipping. I don't like using the word donating, but tipping £5 for Tom's D&D allowance fund.
Thank you, Papaya.
Thank you, Papaya. Hello, hope you're okay.
Papaya's a good egg.
Good
so
egg.
was it 11.03?
11.03.
Thanks, 11.03.
What an
That's
interesting
probably
number.
full. I think it's full.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, yeah. In which case, thanks, Phil, if that is you. If it's not, then you're still great.
Coincidence.
You're still great. And hi Unshot, hi Ev. Did I miss anyone else? Hi Grace. Hi Noko. Hi Tombo. I get so wrapped up, it's difficult to keep up with chat. Okay. Good answers. Oro, what are your 3 things?
3 things. Oro's got a tarot card set, which Hilda gave her, that she carries around with her all the time. She has her leather jacket that's got a bunch of pins on and drawings on and stuff, which she always is wearing or carrying around with her. And she also has a notebook from the circus, which is similar to a leavers book from school. Everyone's written a little note in for Oro while she's on her travels and
that's
said
cute.
things.
Oh,
That's very cute. Whoa, damn! You all had great answers today. Good job. That was very cute. And we've got a very helpful command there in chat from Grace. Thank you, Grace. Exclamation mark prompts. If you fancy.
Thanks, Jack.
The one thing I can do. It's taken away from me.
If you'd fancy giving us some prompts, that would be amazing. It helps us a lot because coming up with prompts is difficult. I've given you some homework here. It's tough. Grace is currently our. I don't want to say that you're leader. You're real. I think it's tight. I think Grace is. No, actually, Grace is definitely the leader. I think Grace is the person who has given us the most prompts. Thank you very much, Grace. In close second might be Canuck, Fana Canada. Ev's on there. That's Tuffy. Got a couple from Docs as well. Very good. The one that we did today was provided by me.
Nice.
Good
It's
job,
on
Tom.
there. I didn't remember doing it, but I provided it. Okay, so we have another prompt, but we'll talk about that later because that's for our traveling. We'll get started with our D&D game now. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been on the road for a little while now, and you're coming up on Immersea. You've been here before. It is the map that we are currently on Roll20. I think this is from some deep forgotten dragon magazine somewhere. And you recognize this as it's the kind of it's a port town that's propped up next to the Wyvern Water that eventually flows out to the Dragon Mare. And it's where it's a relatively large town that gets a lot of trade. Mostly it's on the main trade route that comes down from the north, which is Arabelle, and goes down to the capital in Suzail. You recognize that Immersea is a place filled with taverns, each of them slightly awkward. The last time you were here, you had a couple of run-ins with people who were not taverns, inns, people who were running different inns and hotel establishments that were all just a little bit awkward. It's very, very difficult to manage and work with. But you guys have just come into some cash dollar, so hopefully you're not going to have any issues finding somewhere to stay regardless. Last time you were here, you had some nice coffee in the market in the morning, and you'd spent the day hanging out with Margaret, who kitted you out with your tattoos. You know, it takes a little bit of time. You arrive, late afternoon, very late afternoon. We're getting around to dinner time. Sorry, tea time for our northern folk.
Thank you.
And the sun is setting. You're tired. You've had your conversations for the day. You don't want to talk anymore. You want to find somewhere to sleep.
Shit.
Or unless you want to go crop up and say hello to Margaret, maybe she's still open. What do you want to do with your day or your evening?
I mean, I guess
I
going to say hi to Margaret just and be like, yo, you want to do that thing tomorrow?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Just to check in, make sure she's like in town still. We didn't walk over here for nothing, like.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah, wherever
No
that
worries.
was.
Yeah.
Well, you wander up to Margaret's tattooery, which was, I think, not too far from number 18 on the map here. I think it was the far side of the map. Although how? Oh, I can't do that on this layer. I'm on the wrong layer. Over here.
get on my layer.
On the right layer now. We're okay. Relax, Docs. Calm down. So early in the game for you to be mad at me. And you can see that the lights, the light, there is a light on, but it's in the back room that's kind of just dimly illuminating the tattooery. I.e., there's a big old chair that you've been quite familiar with after your arrows in the hours is what I meant to say, not arrows. Hours in it. You can see that there's a small lantern flickering in a hallway out in the back. The door at the front is closed for now.
Knock on the door politely.
Tap tap.
Rat-a-tat-tat. You get no reply.
You said there's a back door with a lantern.
There is there's an open front of house, as it were, a large glass window where you can see into, it's kind of got Margaret's tattooery on the written in an arch.
Yeah.
On the glass, and you can see the chair that you've used for tattooing in the past, and along with the pricing boards that are along the walls, and lovely little seats and doilies that have been tucked around the place, as that is her the way that she decorates her place. But you can see there is a door on the other side of the room that there is a light coming out of.
I shout inside, Margaret.
Hello.
Hello.
Box.
Yeah. Hello, Margaret.
Hello. Hello. She kind of pokes her head around the corner. Hello. Oh, 1 minute. And she kind of hobbles away over, opens the door. She looks even more ancient than the last time you saw her. But you can see that she's nursing a new tattoo on her forearm here that's kind of been rubbed with some kind of ointment. She's got, because her sleeve is pulled up, whereas previously it's been kind of pulled down with some lace that's kind of not perforated is not the word. It's lace. You can see through it. But she kind of rocks up and she opens the front door after undoing several deadbolts and multiple different locks. She rings it open, and she's much smaller than everyone else apart from Oro. But she opens it. Oh, Oro, please come in. Everybody, come in, come in. She gestures for you to enter the room.
Well, you got a sick new tattoo?
Well, yes, thank you. Thank you for noticing.
What is it?
It is an elderly frog lady with a what do you call it?
Bonnet.
A bonnet on it. Yeah.
Bonnet on
and
it.
An apron.
Nice.
Bonnet and an apron.
Suspicious.
Feels
Does it
dark,
look
dude.
like that?
It looks a lot like that, yeah.
There you go.
Oh my god, cute.
Sweet.
Cute.
Hell
Is
yeah.
tattooery a Briticism or a Tom original? It's a Tom original. I like it though, right? Tattooery.
Yeah, makes sense.
So she gestures you in and she closes the door behind you, and then she sits there for a couple of minutes, relocking all of the bolts. And I just, well, it's lovely to see you. You're back in Embassy so soon.
Yeah, well, we were wanting to get those sick magical tattoos.
Oh, but I told you I can't provide magical tattoos
Pull it out.
until I have a diamond.
Oh,
Oh my
the
goodness.
lamplight catches the shiny diamond.
It glistens
Sparkle,
from the
sparkle.
diamonds, and there's still like a fine layer of cobweb and dust on the on the
Don't worry about
metal. So, there's still like a bony finger. There's like wrapped up in the chain.
Came like this.
Where did you find that?
On our travels?
Oh, you were gone for days.
Yeah.
Only days.
It
Oh,
felt like a year we were there.
You truly are
Mhm.
incredible adventurers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! Do you mind if I?
Oh, yeah. Remove the bone.
Oh my
Keeping
gosh!
this.
Put that-
Just keep it alone.
It's incredible. It's a sizable gem. It's very high quality.
Oh, good.
Let me double check. She tanders off into a different in the back room, and you hear her
We never
clanking.
see
in
her
the-
again.
the-
You see her running
Your horse
outside.
galloping.
The diamond.
It's a horse galloping.
We can't have screeching tires of a car leaving. So
You hear her clattering, and she comes out, and she kind of just vaguely gestures for you to come around. She like you just see her arm come out from behind the door frame, and she just gestures for you, and it kind of recedes behind the door frame again. If you follow her in there, you see that whilst the front room has this, like I said, the big glass window on the front that says Margaret's Tattooery on the front, and there's the tattooing chair, but there's also a bunch of armchairs that have nice like flowered patterns and doilies that have been kind of laid on top of them. In contrast to quite heavy metal work, wrought iron that has been placed on the walls where prices have been kind of indented almost into, like put there decoratively. In the back, it's a little bit closer to the wrought iron than it is to the doilies and the armchairs. You can see that her immediate room after the front of house is a shit show. It's a mess. It's really bad back here. You can see on the far side there is her kitchen, where you can see that there is on the hob a kettle that's boiling away, and a big old bowl with a ladle in the front that's kind of tucked behind a doorway. In the immediate room, you've just got maybe 4 or 5 tables and some storage space. It looks like you've walked into a workshop more than anything else. But it's like she's a hoarder. She's just got tons of tat, just absolutely loads of it. And she's kind of shifting through drawers, pulling out pieces of paper that are in the way. A bag that she opens up that's just got tons of different like screws in that she closes, and she zip ties when she closes and puts away. After about 20 minutes of her clattering around, she pulls out a small lens and she starts to observe the quality of the diamond. Oh my goodness! Yes, this will certainly do the work that you put me to. Yes, you wanted magical tattoos, augmentations for your current tattoos, or brand new tattoos?
Augmentations for the ones that we have.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, this is a fair trade. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Happy. Well, if we are...
Having no clue on the value of diamonds, probably, yes.
We had already agreed upon this, to be fair.
And I must admit that the effects that come with these magical tattoos are very difficult to predict. They are often shaped in some way by the wearer, but it's a bit like using some extreme drugs. Occasionally they can be wrought by your emotion in the moment and her personality.
Oh. So
Have
you're
you
saying
tried
we should
extreme drugs, hardcore drugs?
No.
Have you?
Well, in my youth. Wow!
Oh,
Look at
your hair's
Katie's hair.
pinky.
Wow. Eventually, it will
I forget.
unmute.
Yes, I was unmuted. I forgot that nobody had seen my hair.
Oh, I love it.
Thanks. It's still wet, even. Like I'm.
It's cute.
Listen, Adam, we're checking to see if it's a real diamond or not. Okay. We ain't looking at a particular attribute of the diamond here. Okay. I ain't looking to start beef with you, Mr. Geologist. Okay, we're checking for real, whether it's real or not. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. How long has it been until I've pissed off Adam with some kind of geology thing? Anyway. So she has clattered around for long enough to find a lens so that she can observe it for whether or not it's 2 weeks, whether or not it's a real diamond or not, and she seems very happy with it. She says to you again that essentially it's difficult to determine what exactly the outcome of the magical tattoo will be, but she says it will take some time. It will take probably a full day of work to cover all of you. Done. If you're happy to sacrifice a day.
Yes, please.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, you find yourself in the midst of all of her clutter. And she says, "Oh, well, I'd offer you somewhere to sleep, but this is my spare room."
Oh, that's okay.
We'll go find somewhere. It's okay.
Oh yeah, we didn't need anywhere to stay. We just wanted to make sure you were going to be here and had time.
Oh, well, I've only been back a few days and I've not booked any more clients for tomorrow. So if that's the best time for you, unless you want me to consult my diary and you come back in a few months, maybe.
Tomorrow's fine.
No, tomorrow's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, fantastic. In which case, bright and early.
Okay.
Bright and early. Okay. Well, excuse me, I need to go and rub some more ointment on my tattoo.
Of course.
Okay, well,
Bye. See you tomorrow.
well, let me help you leave. And she goes back to the front door and squeezes past you in the doorway between all the clutter through the immaculate, very well kept and very clean front house. Before she click clank opens all of the different locks and opens the door for you to pass past her. Oh, early in the morning. Yes.
What time? How early?
I'll be making preparations long before you are awake. Whenever you are able.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like a challenge.
2
All right.
a.m. We're here.
Well, she ushers you out, closes all the locks, and makes sure that she's secure. Lock your doors, kids. Don't do the hard drugs. And she closes some curtains on the front of the window this time. You are left maybe an hour or so later than it was before because of your conversations and just how long it took for her to find that lens. Sun is now set. Although for a brief moment, as you stepped outside the door, you got to see the last moments of the sun as it kind of spilled across the horizon along the water of the docks, and you are plunged into darkness. You see some lanterns have been lit by a gentleman who's going along with a stick with a candle on the end, illuminating the streets.
Where should we stay?
Gonna stay where we stayed last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember which one that was?
The cheap one.
You
But-
got the Halibans Inn, the Immer Inn.
It was the place that was rude to us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had like the
That was-
grumpy youth.
Yeah.
Grumpy youth.
What was it? There was another one.
There was.
There were 3 places here. Oh, there was the boarding houses,
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, not the hostel.
not the hostel. Yeah. Okay.
The one with the really loud snoring bloke in it or something, I think.
Yes, that's right.
If I recall correctly, it was the Immer Inn, I believe. I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
Sounds
If someone
familiar.
wants to go back into the VODs and correct me, feel free. But you will not get
Do
a
it.
medal or a cookie. So you find your way back to the Immer Inn, which is the one that is run by a tiefling person who's sat behind the counter. She has this piercing in her nose. Her hair is shaved completely, bald off her head, and her short horns come out the front here, very gently curled. She has eyeliner that is way thicker than the last time you saw her. She looks grumpier somehow.
Wow.
Character development. Hello. Has your throat been any better? Good. I'm glad. How many rooms do we want? 2? 4?
How many
Do we have
rooms do
four
you
This
have?
time you look at the board and you can see the keys behind her, and they have 6 rooms.
We want 6 rooms.
To have all of them. The power.
The power. The power.
We could get a room each if you wanted, or we could share a room. I don't mind.
You need a lot of space.
That's true.
Mhm.
Looks a nugget. I also need a lot of space.
We'll take 4 then.
Mhm.
How much was it?
On the board it says 10 gold per night.
I remember because we were like, hell no. And then we went around and we were like, okay, never mind. That's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I had over 10 gold for me.
Same.
See that
I'll
it's
have
written
enough
on
for
a.
everybody.
It's written on a. So it's like the there's a wooden board with hooks in it for the keys, and each of the keys has a number above it, and underneath it there is per night written or painted on. It's per night, and next to it is a chalkboard where they've got whatever, and they've clearly been rubbing it out and changing the prices, which
Is
is
it not on like a
is
roller?
based on.
So you walk in, they like flip it around a couple.
Yeah, they see us coming. They're like, no. But
It's
the way.
it's partly to do with you can see that it's like clearly been changing they changed the prices. But additionally, as you recall from the last time that you stayed here, the other places charge more, and they are fancy as fuck.
Yeah.
As Adam has alluded to, this is well, as I mentioned before as you arrived here, this is the town that is the crux of the trade for Cormier. They've got the dock isn't huge. They are on the main road from north to south, and they do well for themselves. They do well. And you get, is that a room each, you said?
Yeah.
I have paid.
Treating yourselves now. You've got some cash dollar. Okay, fantastic. In which case you pay. She rolls her eyes at you, gives you your keys.
I'll leave her 2 more lozenges.
She smiles.
God,
Character development times
just beneath, she looks away from you as she smiles. You just catch the edge of her mouth curl up a little bit.
I don't say anything. I don't want to embarrass her.
Okay.
But I'm happy about it.
Okay. Well, you make your way up to your rooms,
Wait,
and they are.
Before we go, I'm gonna ask, can somebody get me in the morning? Because I'm gonna put the blindfold thing on, so I'm not gonna be able to see anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I sleep and then we spend all day tattooing, that's like 75% of the time done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
But I need some help.
I can help.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Well, I won't.
No.
Okay. Well, you retreat to your rooms, and they are just as lovely as they were before. You find that you've got furnishings up the wazoo. You've got way more than you would expect from a normal hotel room. Not that you've necessarily got anything to put in them, unless you're haiku and you want to fill the drawers. But regardless, you've got the space if you need it. It seems that since the last time you were here, and they were quite full, and this time they've got a lot more space. You actually see another staff member in the hallway. This is a young drow lady who kind of actually has a wonderfully broad smile. As you see her in the hallway, you can see that she has quite bright, colorful makeup, which is very odd. The only reason being is that she's got a lot on for essentially, being staff at a hotel. It looks like she's really kind of done herself up purposefully. You can't tell why. Maybe it's her first day on the job, but she's really made a big effort. And she gives you a wonderful smile, not like this. She gives a lovely smile.
You have a lovely
she's
smile.
holding. Stop it, fishy. You can see that she's got a big old pile of like 4 towels folded up in her arms, as she waits patiently at the top of the stairs as you climb up them, to let you pass. Good afternoon. Please come on up.
Oh, hello.
Thank you.
I hope you have a lovely stay. If there's anything I can do, go down to reception, ask Bella to talk to me, and I'll find you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like your makeup.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
It's really pretty.
I like your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Are we supposed to take those towels, or are there towels in the room?
Oh, I was restocking, but if you need towels, would you
Well, I
like me
need
to run you
one.
a bath?
Yes.
Okay, well, we have a few bathrooms that we book up. I'll get one running for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
No.
No, thank you.
I had a bath 2
well,
weeks ago. I'm fine.
The bath will be drawn in 30 minutes, an hour. We'll see. I'm a little bit busy right now, but I'll get to it as soon as I can.
No rush.
Okay. Go on now. She waits patiently as you pass, and she kind of prances down the staircase, little skipping a step as she
love
goes
it.
to some back room to stock up. She, sure enough, runs you a bath or draws you a bath. You can kind of smell the perfumes, the soap coming from the other room long before she comes to collect you. And she finds you, and quite easily, because clearly someone's actually been quite good at the job and written down which room you've taken. And sure enough, nice warm bath, tons of bubbles, some soap, and there are actually some soap petals that have been put into the water that have tinted the water a nice pink.
Wow.
Ooh, very excited. Very
Wow.
excited.
Trying to move up in the world here.
Oh, we've got a tree of a Snorts in the chat. Hi, Snorts.
Hi, Snots.
How's it going? In case you ever want to look at diamonds, you want to examine the cut, color, clarity, and carat. Wow, it's a lot of C's. Tons of C's. I am a treat.
I thoroughly enjoyed the bath. I would check out their soap and see if it's something that's like cool and I like it. And if it is, I would use that. But if not, then I'd use my own. Probably spend a good
I mean,
while in
it's you would evaluate their soap as being an alternative to yours. It is a side grade. It's finely made. It looks
Stats
like
are the
it's
same.
been. Its stats are the same. You suspect that maybe there's someone who's been making soaps in the market, and they've procured them from there. In fact, it looks like you can kind of see in the corner that there is if you're perceptive enough as you're kind of enjoying and soaking into your bath, you notice there's a little bit of a wrapper that's been left, and you can just see it says Solomon's Soaps on the side, and quite like nice kind of filigree writing on the side. Just kind of the equivalent of cardboard that's been kind of just accidentally left on the side there, like stamped with the date and everything. But it's I mean, it's a nice soap. Maybe you consider it just a nice. It's nice to have a change.
Yeah, something different.
Once in a while. But you have a nice soak in your bath, and you feel fully refreshed and very clean afterwards.
Yay.
You know, towel up, dressing gown up. There's been a big old fluffy dressing gown left for you, with a towel at the front of the room. And you make your way back to your bedroom. You can each do what you do before you go to bed. Anything in particular that you've got queued up for tonight, or would you just like to skip to morning?
Just put the blindfold on.
We're going to attune to your new item.
It's only 24 hours as well. I thought it was 48 hours.
Is it not 48 hours?
Well, it says 24 hours.
In the book?
Yeah, in the picture that you put in
Oh,
the
right.
chat.
Oh, I must have put in the wrong typed in the wrong thing.
For
Okay, 24
24-hour period.
Okay.
Easy.
So that's tomorrow.
Easy mode.
Easy. No worries. Okay.
I'd like to do some reading. Sorry.
Ooh.
Right. Are you going to read your fancy new book?
Yeah. To do some of that.
How many is that? 48 hours.
That's a 40 hours. So yeah.
That's where it came
over
from.
6 days or fewer.
Right. Okay.
That's a lot of reading.
That is a lot of reading.
That is.
Well, you sit down and you put a bit of time aside. Are you going to stay up into the early hours, or is it going to just be a couple of hours before bed?
I reckon the early hours.
Okay, quite a while then. Okay, well, you sit down. Like again, you've got furniture, ample furniture. You've got a desk there. In fact, you've got a place that you can properly observe the scripts that you find. And in fact, it appears to be that the majority of this, like the first couple of pages, are a really annoyingly long preface of what you suspect the rest of the book is going to be about. But it's one of those things where you are fully aware that you need to read every single word from start to finish for you to appreciate the content of the book. So you read it all, but you do it kind of reluctantly. Or you tell me, do you do it reluctantly, or are you absorbed into this?
If it's a preface, then reluctantly.
Okay. And it kind of describes to you that the other pages throughout the book, the different chapters, etc., are it's described to you in a very kind of extremely patronizing way, as if the person or entity that wrote this thinks that you are an idiot, and it describes itself as a kind of in the first person, almost like it's talking about itself as a book being something that is going to elevate you, and it describes how the tasks and the passages that will be forthcoming, and what you get from it is essentially that these books will be tailored to the person that reads them, so that anybody from any level can benefit from them. Because if it's it's going to improve your intelligence if you start off with 7 intelligence, then it's not going to be the same content as someone who starts off with 16 intelligence. And it seems to suggest that it has some kind of tasks that you need to complete, but they're just kind of like mental kind of and philosophical conundrums that you need to work your way through. Tucked into the seam, and into the spine at the back of the book, when you have the pages open, there is a quill that kind of unfolds from the opening of the spine that you can just about pull out, and you can see that it's always just a teeny bit damp, like a little bit of ink on there, not enough to really ruin your parchment, but enough that if you applied pressure, you could write something with it. And you suspect from the way that it is worded and from the descriptions that you receive from reading this preface that this is going to be not only a difficult pen to write with or a quill to write with, but it's purposefully taxing. And that is actually part of the experience, in that you are supposed to develop some way in which using this pen isn't going to be a massive ball ache. But it is a mystery as of yet, as you pour a couple of hours into reading this book, or you say the early hours.
Yeah.
The rest of you, anything you want to do before bed?
Just give Nugget some scritches.
Some scritches.
Or bedtime activity.
Yeah.
Very good. And Randall is tuning to the blindfold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. Right, well, you all go to bed eventually. You fall asleep. Randall, in the middle of the night,
Perfect.
you find yourself kind of you wake up to a noise, a clamor, a clang, a bang that appears to have come from downstairs.
Oh, that's not good. I want to listen out for any other sounds.
Okay, you can do
Just
so with advantage. Give me a perception check.
Perception on the avantage.
Nice.
Okay. As you are partway through attuning to this magical item that involves very much you not seeing things, you find that your hearing is in some way enhanced. Whether or not you find that to be a permanent thing or a temporary thing, you do not know. But for now, you hear very clearly a slam from downstairs, with almost worrying force. It appears to be coming from the entryway, you suspect.
So what's the room layout? And where did I see where anybody else's room was?
So these rooms are 3 of them are on the landing that you came up from. There is another staircase that leads up to another 3 rooms. You've got the 6 rooms in a kind of corner, and then above the 3 rooms above there.
But did I see where any of my party?
You know that 2 of the other rooms are on this floor, are occupied by your party members. Anyone want to volunteer?
I'll be there. Less room for Nugget.
I'll be there for you.
Okay. Did I see which rooms they were beforehand?
I think I would have pointed out, Randall, I'm here.
Okay. So I feel like knowing that I wasn't going to be able to see anything, staff would be right by the bed. No, so I'd know exactly where it is if I need it.
Mm.
So it's going to be like grab that, knowing roughly which direction the door is in, and use that like a stick and try and like feel my way to the door.
Okay. Give me a dexterity skill check.
What? Why is it?
Why does it say you're typing?
Because it's just rather than as well as posting it, it's also filled my chat box with a whole bunch of random crap.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you press up?
Like, oh, maybe I accidentally. Yeah, I must have accidentally upped as well.
Okay.
Upped.
Well, you successfully find your way to the door frame, and you've identified the door handle.
Okay, I'm gonna like open it very carefully, quietly.
There's a slight creak to it, but beyond that, you can't hear anyone in the local vicinity.
And then confidently walk across the room to where the door should be. Like nothing is wrong.
Like nothing is wrong at all. Okay, another dexterity, please.
Just failed it by the sounds of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's right. Doc's
Pretty
failed it. Randall doesn't necessarily fail it. Okay, well, with confidence.
That's the trick. You just got to do it with confidence.
Yeah, you pace your way across the landing. There is another door directly in front of it. You're certain of it. In fact, you can almost see it.
Can
You
I
can't.
feel for the hand? Can I feel for the handle so that like I can be sure?
You find it
Okay.
easily. Yeah.
It'd be like look, tap 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 tap. Arrow, duck it. Tap
Me?
tap tap.
Immediately, you hear as Nugget is up, kind of like clawing at the door, trying to like.
Get
And that
on.
wakes up Oro.
What is it? Come to the door. Punched over.
There's noises downstairs, and I can't see anything.
What kind of noises?
Like slamming on the door.
I listen out. Do I hear anything?
Give me a perception check.
Uh,
Hi, Mark Songs. Yeah, we're in Cormier at the moment. We're pottering about Immersea, having some downtime.
I got 19.
Perception of 19. You successfully perceive that there is there's a bit of it's a tiny muffled ruckus downstairs.
A rucklet.
You can hear the shuffling of feet, and you can hear some whispering.
Can I
Do you hear
make
it,
out?
right?
I can hear it. Can I make out any of the whispering, or is it?
You can hear as you're trying to you're effectively like at the corridor, like listening down the staircase
Yeah.
almost. You can hear some giggling.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a bad time down there.
But there was like a slam and I had some other noises and stuff.
Oh,
Almost as if there's mischief.
like, like battle mischief.
Or like, I don't know, just mischief.
Okay. Do you think I should go look?
Well, I can't look, can I?
You think we should wake the others up and have a look, or should I just have a look?
Well, I don't know. I can't do anything. I'm just going to stand here
You
carefully.
just said. Okay. I'll wake up whoever's on this floor with me. As extra eyes.
We're going to volunteer themselves.
A roll dice for it?
Ooh,
Go
we
for it.
should, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you like to be 1 or 2?
I'll be 2.
Unlucky.
Okay, go and knock on Nerly's door. Nerly! Nerly!
the morning?
Oh, it's not morning.
Kind of like get out of bed, like rubbing my eyes kind of thing. Like walk over and open the door, kind of like leaning around the side.
Randall heard some banging downstairs, and I can hear like whispering and giggling. Can you hear anything?
Do I hear anything?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
No. In fact, it seems like you've just been woken up in the dead of the night by your
Dead of the
friends
night.
I don't hear
for
anything,
no
but
reason.
I'm not quite awake yet. Let me 1 second. And I'm gonna put the really fluffy robe on, dressing gown. Because I'm just in like whatever you'd sleep in, a shift or something like that.
Sure.
So I put the really fluffy robe on and grab my wand.
Okay.
Okay, Randall, you stay in your room. We'll go and have a look. All right.
Okay.
I'll let you know when we're back.
Can I want to hold on to Nugget and be like, Nugget, take me.
Okay.
Help me.
Okay,
Nugget
will do that.
looks to Oro.
Yes.
I can't see.
He just kind of eyes you very confusedly and just kind of shuffles along the floor. I mean, Nugget is doesn't walk quickly. Nugget isn't best at crawling
I'm not
or
looking for
walking.
speed.
I'm not looking for consistency.
Just safety.
Consistency is key. You'll certainly get that from Nugget. But you slowly make your way down the staircase. The spiral staircase is there's another set of stairs as you find your way towards the source of the noise. And at the base of the stairs, you can now hear a rustling noise.
There's a rustling noise as well.
That you can all absolutely 100% hear. There is a noise and a couple of small sounds of wood on wood. You can see that the front door of the tavern is open, or the inn is open.
But we don't see anybody down there.
I mean, I was giving you the benefit of not quite being on the scene yet.
Oh, I
If
see,
you'd
I
like
see.
to,
Okay.
if you'd like to continue down the staircase, you can be on the scene if you'd like. But
Yeah, we'll go down. I'll have my hands on my daggers, just in case.
okay. Well, as you creep Pink Panther your way down the staircase.
Did it?
And are you making any effort to be sneaky or quiet at all, or are you just kind of?
I think Oro's kind of like not, because she's like been woken up in the middle of the night and is kind of like, what the fuck is this ruckus happening?
I think Nerly would have that thought initially to try to be like quiet and not like draw any attention to them, but then she's going to get caught up in making sure that Randall doesn't trip, and will probably like, I don't think that she'll make any extra noise, but wouldn't be particularly stealthy.
Okay, fantastic. In which case, as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you see a cupboard that was next to the front door open very quickly, and then the drow lady that you saw before step out of it. Her makeup kind of smeared a little bit up her face, lipstick that's been pushed up, her hair somewhat disheveled. She looks shocked. She looks extremely embarrassed. She flushes. And she oh my god, hi guys, how can I help you?
We heard some bangs, and we're concerned that something was happening down here.
Everything is okay. Get back up to your rooms. You're okay.
I'm confused.
And then a couple seconds later, the cupboard opens and the tiefling person from the front desk also emerges from the cupboard. And she looks deadpan, fucking livid with you guys. She says not a single word, or they say not a single word, but they are if they could be shooting daggers out of their eyeballs, they would be impaling each and every one of you, and there's blood everywhere.
And the what? What was the last thing you said?
There would be blood.
There would be
Blood,
blood everywhere.
gotcha.
I thought you said there was blood
Everywhere.
everywhere, and I was like,
Yeah.
I need to be concerned.
What's happening?
I think they were fucking in a cupboard.
Oh, what?
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. This is extremely embarrassing. Please return to your rooms. Everything's fine.
Hey, listen, if you
Um,
were fucking, it's fine. I was just concerned about it being in a
I-
cupboard. Have you not got a room that you can
This
go
is everything okay with your rooms?
Yeah, great. We're just making sure there wasn't any danger down here.
No
you know?
danger.
No danger.
This is just a
Some
please.
fun. Danger, fun,
Please, go back to your
not
rooms.
danger. Okay, all right.
please.
Let's just turn back around, everyone. Let's go.
Get a room. Yeah, there literally are 2 rooms that they have control over.
Mhm.
I think they wanted to be found.
How big is this cupboard?
I mean, it's very difficult to tell the size of a cupboard from the outside.
Could be bigger on the inside. Never know.
That's the first thing I'm
I'll
going to do in the
Inspect it
morning.
tomorrow.
What'd you say?
It's the first thing I'm going to do in the morning is inspect the cupboard.
I didn't expect to wake up the entire party minus Haiku for a little bit of
Okay.
NPC side development I wanted to do.
I don't see
where
anything.
Bella, the shitty tiefling person from the front desk, gets laid with the nice drow lady.
Why was
But
the front door
regardless.
open? That's the real question.
True.
That was what made the noise to make you wake up.
Oh.
Got left open. The wind caught it.
Okay. Well, we'll go back to our rooms.
NPC development.
I love it.
They're going to be even more mad if we ever come back here now.
They
Prices
shouldn't-
will be 20 GP when we walk in the door.
Well,
What
it
if we
may...
don't tell anybody? Maybe they'll like us even more.
Oh, that's true.
Give us a discount.
Mm.
I didn't see anything.
Nerly's just kind of like, I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah, you might see.
Mm-hmm.
You need tucking into bed, Randall. You okay?
If you could take me to the bed, that would
Okay.
be fantastic.
Nugget will escort you to bed.
Takes
Tucks you
10
in.
minutes, but you get there. Okay.
But I only banged my head once.
I mean, you've managed your way around the building very well so far. Regardless, you make your way back to your bedrooms and fall back to sleep easily. In the morning, you wake up.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, right. In the morning, you wake up feeling refreshed. Apart from Haiku and Randall. Haiku, you have a fucking splitting headache.
Shit.
It's all the smarts going in.
It's really rough. And in fact, what I'm going to do for today is you have disadvantage on ability checks.
Fair enough.
Big oof. Good job we're not
Poisoned
doing
with
something that's
knowledge.
dependent on your mood and how you're feeling today.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, you're feeling rough. I mean, the correlation between that and you reading the tome last night is very high. So it's
100%.
to the point of you kind of making a deduction that might be the cause. Though it's difficult for you to determine whether or not it's something that's going to continue happening every time you try to attune to the book. You're feeling rough. It was a lot, you were up late, so maybe it's just you're feeling rough from not getting a full night's sleep, but it was, you're just a bit grouchy today. Or, I mean, you tell me, how does your character react to having a headache?
I think normally it would be fine. With the addition of the seemingly the world's most awkward book. I'm gonna be happy.
Sure. Okay. A little bit grouchy then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, Randall, you're feeling delicate.
Like a flower.
Like a flower. You're feeling delicate because you wake up and you get a real sense of vertigo as you stand. which is a bizarre and dizzying feat considering you can't see anything. But you just you stand up and you almost trip. And for today, you will be experiencing disadvantage on everything to do with dexterity.
Big oof.
Big oof.
It's right, just getting tattoos done today. It's not gonna be a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
Famous last words.
Surely that won't matter at all if that's all we're doing today.
Right, maybe it's just something I'm adding for flavor. Who knows?
You fall out of the chair.
But the rest of you managed to wake up with no problems. Oh my goodness, you actually even feel well rested, comfortable.
Lovely.
Wow. What a lovely, comfortable bed that was that you slept on last night.
Some Vivaldi in the background. Do, 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 do.
Exactly. Well, regardless, up in the morning, you find that there is unfortunately, rather than serving breakfast here, it appears that there is a cereal bar at the end of your bed that has been populated with various brands. No D on that, just brands.
Oh.
Just at some point in the room, depending on the shape of your room, where the furniture is.
Was that there before?
It was
we
there
went to bed?
before. It was there
Okay.
before. Yeah. It wasn't populated in the night. It was populated previously by various cereals and what appears to be some room temperature milks.
Is there different types of cereal, like the variety boxes, like the Kellogg's variety boxes? Sick.
But they're kind of
Do they have
for the most part, they're all different types of bran. As I mean, like they're just very boring,
bran flakes,
super adult,
bland flakes.
Bland flakes, yeah, they're bland flakes in lots of different varieties. Some have nuts, some don't. Apart from one, which is clearly advertised towards children, which looks like it's been rammed full of sugar, and it's called Fruit Circles.
Legally distinct.
Yeah. Is there a raisin, a bran with raisins in?
Yes.
I definitely have that one, and I'm going to make my milk cold again with prestidigitation.
Nice.
Or
like
just
raisins.
eating the Fruit Circles on its own without milk.
But there is no other breakfast that's been provided to anybody, as far as you can tell. Walking around the inn last night, you didn't see any other amenities.
I want to attempt to make breakfast, please.
You want dexterity roll, please? I want to attempt to make breakfast. These are things that you don't expect to make your players roll for in D&D. Attempt to make breakfast.
Except
It's
when they're
gotta be up there.
blindfolded.
Apart from when they're blindfolded.
Breakfast roll, please.
What are you trying to put some milk and some cereal here?
Yeah. The minimum
Okay.
the minimum requirements for breakfast. Any of the cereals.
I mean, I'll be honest, this is not a good score, Doc. So how about we describe together? We describe this together about how this goes. Okay, so my thinking is perhaps you try with a bowl to begin with, and find that it's quite difficult to get the cereal in the bowl, but you get a fair amount in it, but also around you and on the table and down you.
I do feel like Randall thinks he's done an amazing job the whole time, though.
Oh yeah, okay, all right,
that's
okay.
important.
That's an important part. Okay, all right.
It's like getting it all in the bowl, and it's just going everywhere. Like the bowl is completely full, and it's just like flooding across everything.
Okay, it is certainly then. In which case, you have filled the bowl to the brim, overflowing. It's to the max, but you've also got it down you. So it's not one of these like cereal boxes. It's one of those containers that's got like 2 cereal boxes worth of cereal in it, and you've just been pouring it out of it, and you've filled up your bowl and then overfilled it, and then it's gone into the furniture around you. But it's also filled not to the brim, but fallen into pockets and creases in your robes, and fallen somewhat into your bag, and you've just got cereal bran everywhere all over you, but you're comfortable. You think you've done a really excellent job. Then you start with the milk.
And it does that thing where it catches on one flake and it just like pings off in all kinds of
spoon.
directions.
I feel like this
jets
is
milk
like
everywhere.
there's some trauma associated with this for Doc. So that came up way too quickly.
Without focusing too much on your role to make breakfast, the breakfast is a little bit disappointing. It's not as moist as you would have expected, considering the amount of milk that you put in it. But other than that, it's all right. You managed to find a fork to eat it with.
Yep, perfect.
I like to think Randall's been taking ages, and we've all just been watching him from the door, make all of these, like just fuck up and be like, "Don't tell him, don't tell him." Shh.
I love that. Okay, that's definitely what's happened. And then confidently you walk towards the door.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Weirdly, you go to handle the doorknob and it's already open.
Nuggets knows that you.
In the hallway, you generally sense a presence vaguely.
Like it's just there, like as I'm walking down the stairs, just constantly like eating bits of cereal.
Yeah.
He's been hoovering up everything around you.
Yeah.
If we were watching and he looked very pleased with himself and like he felt like he was doing a good job, like he was being very careful, and I just saw the mess going everywhere, I think the reason why he didn't hear it is because Neurali's like prestidigitation, like cleaning up the spills after they happen.
Yeah.
She can't like catch everything that falls into his clothes because she doesn't know where it's gone, but like the stuff that's on the table, she'd be like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
All right, very good. Okay, well, you group up.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't partaken in the cereal.
No,
That's not proper breakfast.
that's not proper breakfast.
No, I'd like to go to the reception and ask for proper breakfast, or to be pointed in the direction of better breakfast.
Okay. Well, you make your way down to the front desk and you see that it is empty.
Checks in the cupboard, quick.
I'm just very
You open the
why
cupboard.
people are checking in the cupboard.
You can see that there are some instructions that are written on the wall where it's like, for checkout, please leave your keys on the hooks relevant for your walls, blah blah blah. But as you open up the inside of the cupboard, it's quite roomy. It's a broom cupboard in there, so it's got some
pillows.
There's some leftover pillows and towels, exactly. Yeah, that you suspect that was where the drow lady was refilling when she passed you the first time. You see that there is a little bit of glitter on the floor that you can associate with the makeup that she was wearing. But apart from that, just a big old cupboard.
Okay. Aura nods and shuts the door.
Is there like a bell at the reception?
Yeah, there's a bell. Yeah.
I'm gonna ring the bell.
There's no one comes.
Even after ringing it again.
You ring it a second time? Oh my fucking god, he's a madman.
I'm a grumpy tossle this morning, Tom.
Nope.
And I'll ring it a third time if I need to.
Well, go ahead.
Ring.
Unfortunately, nobody answers.
Is this what happened last time? Didn't we wake up and there was no one around?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
think they're not here in the mornings.
Yeah, I think we gotta go find breakfast somewhere else. I assume we can always all tell that Haiku's a little bit off this morning. Have you come down in like a different demeanor? You like grumpy this
It's
morning?
like a bit of a stomp with each step down the stairs. Not like an angry stomp, but definitely more of like a heavy plod.
Yeah. More things are rattling on your back than usual.
Yeah.
We know.
Rattles that we're not used to.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I do?
You okay, Haiku?
I had a rough night. I need some proper breakfast and maybe some of that coffee we found last time.
Okay.
Ooh, the coffee was really good.
Yeah, we'll go back there.
I never had any last time. I just asked about the machine.
Oh yes, you did. Yeah, we'll get you on this time.
Okay. I don't need a yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Put the keys back.
Mm-hmm.
And Rand just holds his key out.
I take it and hang it up where it goes.
Thank you.
As we leave, I'm going to give the bell just a fourth ring. Not wait for it, but just hit it again.
Ring and run.
Ring and run. Well, you walk into the street. It's a brisk morning. It's chilly. There's a real kind of breeze that's coming in from the water. You can see there's a little bit of mist still sitting on the ground, and a big old stinky smell of fish. You can see that there is a quite large boat in the docks right now that kind of towers over any other ships that you've seen. You can see that it has the big old sigil of Obaskir on the flags. There is a small market that you've seen previously on your visits here, and once again, fortunately for you, there is the stall selling coffee.
I'm going to head straight over to the stall.
You know, pick some up.
Mm.
I believe we set the price point at a couple of gold pieces. The gentleman there is excited to see you.
Oh yeah.
He remembers specifically you, nobody else in your party. But he's elated to see you because the last time you spoke, you guys talked about the incredible contraption that he built in order to make his coffee. And you're hard to miss, hard to forget.
Oh, thank you. I'd like 4 coffees, please. So I'm in a rough night. I 4 coffees, please, and whatever these lot want.
Oh, those are all for you.
Wait, you have 4 copies? Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, are you okay?
This book. There's something odd about it. I don't know. I need to power through.
What book are you reading?
That's
Well, I've heard of it, or
Nah, you won't have heard of it.
no? Is it
Yeah.
fantasy or
It's no.
self-help book?
Yeah, we'll put it that way.
Okay. Well, he like puts his hand on your hand, and he just goes, "I hope you get through whatever you're going through." You know, the first step is going out your way, recognizing there's a problem, looking for help. Self-help guidebooks, good start.
Sort of give him a funny look. I mean, while I am grumpy, I don't think I'd say anything rude towards them.
Sure.
Really?
Well,
Like
so let's say again, don't have any idea how much I charged you last time. Let's say it's a gold piece per coffee.
Yeah, I think that was it. It was like literally like a couple copper for the other ones, and this one was a solid gold.
Yes, this is the fancy coffee.
Yeah.
And he charges you 3. Gives you 4 coffees.
Oh.
I hold out 3 more gold. Be like, can I have three coffees, please?
Can you give me a dexterity roll, please?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Was that an 11? You hand out 5 gold pieces.
Oh, but I'm like counting them in my hand. Like I expect more like
Yep.
drop them on the floor.
Docs, I'm gonna have to fuck with you today. You've got to recognize that.
Fine.
It's the magic of the thing. It's taking hold and it's just messing with your
I'm
perceptions.
fucking with you. Okay, I've got to fuck with you
All right,
today.
okay.
You see,
All
as a DM, I
Fine.
can't not fuck with you today, and I
Alright,
wasn't
but you
planning on
can-
this to be combat filled. So I want you to have a fairly easy day of not putting you into a combat. Maybe.
Well, here's the thing then. Let's see how honest this guy is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he takes these 5 gold pieces from you and gives you 5 coffees.
But I obviously can't hold. Well, I take one and I go, well, these 2 have one as well.
There's
Oh.
5
Maybe.
coffees. Randall?
But I bought 3 coffees.
Maybe it's a special.
I'll grab the other 2.
You gave me 5 gold. That was just, all sales are final. I'm sorry, I can't put the coffee back in.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very clean.
I can't put the
Well.
coffee back in.
Well, it sounds like Haiku can use it anyway, I suppose. So okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to hold your coffee, Randall, before we get to the?
Oh, I've got it.
Okay. Are you sure?
I got it.
Okay.
He even said 3 copies. I know, Tombo. But I've got to fuck with him today.
Gotta
He's
fuck
blind.
with him.
Okay?
It overrides
Just for
everything else.
today. Just for today. Whilst his senses have not fully, compensated for his newly lost vision, I've got to fuck with him. And it's going to be all dexterity rolls.
I feel like at this point, Neroli is kind of going to do the thing where she's got the cup in one hand, and she's going to kind of like reach over and do the like arm link thing with Randall, like when you're walking with someone and you put your like, I can't do it to myself,
Sure.
obviously, but like, and she's like, okay, I think this is going to be for the best.
Gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. All right. Well, you're all coffeeed up. Some pep words from your new hipster barista friend.
Yeah, they are nice. I like them.
Do they have a name?
Did
They
we
do
ever
have a
ask?
name.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Right, what is said
Why would
name?
you do that to them?
You're
You
asking
just
the
said
name.
you liked them.
It is Aaron Tedmassel.
Could you spell that?
R.I.P.
Aaron
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Tedmastle.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And he says, "Thank you very much for your business. I hope you guys have a really pleasant day."
Thank you. You too.
Gives you a little wave.
I'll give
And
like
he
a
goes-
grunt.
But he was so nice to specifically you.
Okay, a grunt and like a nod.
Oh wow.
Happy grunt.
Grunt and a nod. That's a good one.
Well,
All right.
didn't know you were besties.
All right. What else do you want to do with your day? Or is it tattoo time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast?
Oh,
But
Okay.
wasn't there like, didn't we find last time as we were walking that there were basically like stalls out with like food?
There
Oh,
are tons of stores
no.
here. So down by
Yeah,
the
okay.
market, so in this whole area, I'll give you a little indicator of where you're on the map down here. This is kind of this more open area here. It's a market. So you can see that just down by the docks, there's this large Obuskia vessel that is, kind of docked there is currently. But there are a lot of stalls out. In fact, it appears that the last time you were here, when it comes to this market, sometimes all of the stalls are like empty depending on the time of day. But there are a lot of stalls. In fact, every single stall location is populated, which is unusual. Often you'd find that you come down here because it's not so much of a rigid week schedule as we might have here. Well, Sundays is when we don't do shopping on Sundays. Blah blah blah. The market is rammed, and it's very unusual for every single stall location to be taken up by somebody. Everyone is selling something, and it looks like there is an accompaniment of guardsmen here that appear to be kind of pacing through the marketplace as well.
it wasn't this busy last time, was it?
I don't think so. I think I would remember if it were. But lots happened. Is anything like interesting in particular or like unique or like exotic? in any of
Solomon's
the
soaps
stands?
are there.
And I thought it was okay kind of thing.
I mean, how highly do you rate your soap?
It was one of the things that we made that that we would make like a lot of and then like sell to Danira. So I feel like that was one of, from her perspective, it seemed to be, and from like what she understood from who like taught her to make it, and from Danira, it seemed to be like sought after, but she doesn't. I don't think she could know the extent of that. So
Sure.
it might, like her impression of theirs would be that it was very good because of it being one of their like kind of like trade goods kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it could be really plain. Like I don't think it would be super plain. I think it would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
They have like a forest and a mountain, and they can gather all these ingredients fresh and like blah 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 blah. But I think that's kind of like her perspective can't necessarily be reality. So you'll have
It's
to
not.
tell me
It's
that-
not. It's not high end kind of gear, but it's definitely on the brink of.
Okay.
It's above average goods. You know, it's not mid price. It's not low price. It's a little bit above mid price kind of deal.
Mid shelf.
The kind of stuff that you're proud to be making, and you would potentially get away with giving to, you know, not royalty, but you know, a noble family, and they wouldn't necessarily turn their nose up at it, kind of deal.
Okay.
Although they wouldn't be blown away by it either. I mean, he seems to, you know, make good soap from the stuff that you experienced before. The thing that makes you feel weird about the stall for Solomon soaps is that everything seems to be sold as if it were some kind of ointment, and everything's like in these like individual packaging, which is bad. Individual packaging,
very wasteful.
Shocking waste. But it's all stamped with his sign, and whilst it has a list of like ingredients, none of them are precise about what ingredients are actually in it. And it looks like it's being sold like, you know, you go to you see in fantasy all the time, it's like Mr. Marvelous's miracle elixir. You know, it's all really super duper over the top marketing, but also peculiarly alchemical. Like it looks like he's trying to sell everything as if it's some kind of special magical ointment to cure everything, but in reality it's just soap.
That makes
It's not so much that he's purposefully trying to pretend that it's, I worded it poorly. It's not that he's purposely trying to mislead people. It's just that his branding is identical to that of, do you know what I mean? Like the aesthetic of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
It's like he was in the business of selling those kinds of things, moved to soap, and then didn't change his packaging.
Okay.
That kind of deal.
Okay.
But there are plenty of stalls out today. In fact, you can see plenty of people who are out selling silks, a lot of spices. But there are, like I said, there's an abundance of guards here today that you didn't see last time you were in town. You suspect that it's something to do with the presence of an Oboskid vessel.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Are there any breakfast stalls?
There are a couple of stalls selling food, but there are not the usual kind of foods. The last time you were here, you saw there was another coffee shop that was just selling like shit coffee for the working man. And that is not here this time. It looks like all of the stall spaces from the marketing areas have been rented or purchased or populated by higher end goods. And unfortunately, that means that the closest that you get to breakfast food is some extremely fancy pastry.
No McDonald's? Not a
Nada.
Greg's nearby?
Zip.
Oh, okay.
If you drink enough, all coffee is shit coffee.
What kind of breakfast are you looking for, Haiku?
Something large, something filling. I need energy.
You don't think you'll get enough from your 5 coffees?
6 actually.
Is it more about the substance or the flavor? Like, do you need for it to taste a certain way? Like you want like eggs and bacon? Or is it that you want something like that?
What's the D&D version of a full English?
A full English.
Okay.
Or a full Cormier.
Full Cormier.
Does that have beans in it, right? What's a full
Depends.
English?
Yeah. I'm looking for a full Cormier, ideally.
A
there any-
whole Sword Coast.
Is there any pub nearby that would do?
There are a couple, yeah.
Should be one near the docks, I would think, for all the ships.
Yeah, let's go and have a look in a pub then. That's probably the best bet.
It's very easy for you to wander into a bar, find somewhere that's selling some cheap grub, and fill yourself up on breakfast food. But you'll notice that all of the places have hiked their prices up. Again, you suspect that it's something to do with the presence of the vessel in the harbor.
Is there like a holiday or something?
I don't know. We could ask someone.
We could.
Let's order some food and we can ask the person at the bar.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, when we go to find the find a place and Haiku decides on one that they like, and I figure like to not take up like a whole table just for one person, I'll probably get something small and breakfasty or something too.
Sure.
Maybe with protein in it, since all I had was bran.
Right.
And while ordering, just kind of like, what's going on today? Seems like everything's really busy.
Well, you find yourself in the Five Fine Fish Tavern down by the docks, kind of overlooking the marketplace. You can see that there are a couple of people who are in here this early in the morning. A couple of them are people that you can see have the guard uniform. They've taken bits off of it, including whatever helmet. It is an extremely nondescript uniform that you've seen on these guardsmen so far, to the point where you actually think that it might be purposeful. It looks as if they are trying to kind of tone down the image of them being the law or whatever. For the most part, no two guards that you've seen alike have had identical regalia of any kind. But you can see that the equipment that they're wearing, and the weapons on their hip, appear to be quite well made and well maintained. Though they don't necessarily look like they've got they don't look like mercenaries as such. But you sit down, you order some food, and it costs you a couple of copper, maybe a couple of silver, depending on what you order. But you can see once again, chalkboards have been rubbed out, filled back in, because people are having to hike their prices up a little bit. And you kind of talk to the barman behind the bar. Want to roll investigation?
Okay. Sorry, I had to flip over. Investigation. Oh no. Okay.
Well, you ask some pointed questions about why everything seems so busy today. What's with all the guards? And it just happens to be that the people that you talk to they're just too busy to really give you any time. They've got things to clean. They've got food to prep. They're just sorry, I can't pander to you today. I've really got to get on with this. Can you you having some breakfast? You have a small breakfast? That'll be 2 copper, please. Just
okay.
sorry. Thank you. Real, yeah. Table? What table are you? What table? What table are you? What table are you on? Table? What table? What table are you on? Hello. What table are you on?
With them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No one's ever asked me that
They
before.
march off. A couple minutes later, you get some plates of food come out, and there's a mistake with the order. They've accidentally given you too many slices of toast, and there's an extra plate of eggs that you didn't ask for. But it's a mess behind the bar.
I just kind of put the extra toast that I wasn't supposed to get and the eggs over in front of Haiku.
Thank you very much. It's the most pleasant I'll sound all day, probably.
Do they taste okay? I'm asking Haiku.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, not bad. Not the best, but I'd have it again.
What could make them better?
I sort of want it again.
Wait, what?
I sort of want some more. I won't eat anymore. It's fine.
Oh.
Okay, we need.
She was asking when you started eating how everything was.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
What can make
I'm
it
sort of
better?
a bit too obsessed with eating, I think, at this point. It would probably just be grunts.
Not making a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
So is Neurally angling at? I could prestidigitate it to smell it to taste a little bit nicer if you'd like. Is
Yeah.
that what she's angling at?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it appears that unfortunately Haiku is too
busy
motivated.
eating,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although that's a nice thought.
Which was fine. Yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
she would push the issue either. So it's just kind of like oh, okay, never mind.
Okay. Okay. Well, is there anything else you guys would like to do, or would you like to move on?
I'm gonna wait outside with Nugget, so I don't bring Nugget into this, I assume, slightly busy establishment. And I think Oro would ask if like a guard went by or something to be like, "Hey, what's happening? What's happening? Why is it so busy?"
Yeah. Feel free to give me an investigation check.
11.
I mean, no one seems to have the time of day to talk to you. To be honest, everyone seems to be kind
What
of.
if I do a D6 bonus?
If you like, yeah.
Sure, why not? Thank you, Tortu. 3. It's a 14.
You mention, or you kind of try and call down a guard who's just passing you, and maybe you overhear a conversation at one of the stalls. Someone mentions very briefly the word Obaskir, which you are familiar with because it's the royal family of Cormyr, and there's a big old ship with a massive sigil on the front of it, and you've just plundered one of their tombs. And you hear that name very, very briefly. You also hear someone mention just the word noble comes up in conversation. It's done in a derogatory manner between two customers at a stall who are kind of just chatting shit about royals wandering up and into embassy and making all the prices go up.
Okay. Cool. Randall, what do you want to do? You want to stay out here with me or go sit in there with them?
I'll stay here. That's fine. Okay. Randall's just stood facing the wall.
Just leave you there.
That's funny. Anything else anyone wants to do, or do you want to move on to Margaret's tattooery?
Yeah. Good.
You are muted, Katie.
Gosh darn it. I'm voting for moving on. Nerly doesn't have anything specific she wants to do, except as we're going, I'm just going to be like looking everywhere for some kind of sign. Like, is there like a ceremony going on? Is there like there might not be anything, but that's what she wants to like keep an eye out for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you kind of make your way through town. Am I right? You're getting a move on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of holding the hand of Randall to allow him to maneuver around without falling over.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
Walk through the stalls outside of the market and push yourself kind of back into town. It's not just people purchasing and people complaining. You get away from the smell of fish and kind of walk down towards Margaret's. And sure enough, front door's open. You can see that there's a sign that's been flipped around on the front of the store that says "booked up." There are no slots left. You guys walk in the front, and you can see that Margaret has placed on a table right next to the tattoo seat, a table next to it, in like pristine, extremely methodically, like really very carefully, like displayed her tattoo quill, as it were. I don't know, machine. I think it's just a tattooing machine, but in this particular case, it's a machine / needle / quill / diamond ended machine that's it's very like purposefully placed so that you can see it and admire it as you walk in, and you kind of just trade some hellos, and she says, "Well, let's get to it. Who's first?"
I'll go first.
Take a seat, Nerly.
I go and I sit down.
She goes and she sits down. Okay, Fantastic. Now, this may take a while. Get comfortable. Would you like this to be your old tattoo, or are we making a new one today?
I was thinking, and I'm gonna roll up my sleeve and show her the birthmark on my wrist. It's almost like a really white crescent moon, almost like vitiligo looking. Like there's just
Sure.
like an absence of pigment there. And she's gonna say, I was thinking you could just do something to make this pretty, like extra pretty. I like it, but I don't know what all you could do. Maybe make it shiny or but something.
I'll see what I can do. This particular ink that I will be using today has a mind of its own. There's only so much I
Oh.
can do to guide it.
That's fine.
So she
I
sits you
kinda-
down and she prepares you. And in so doing, you can see that she's kind of there's actually appears to be a small amount of magic involved in using the machine itself. You can see that there is a very small well of ink that she attaches to the back of the machine. And she feeds it through almost. It's not a liquid that this ink is formed of, but it's almost as if it were a thread in a kind of a liquid form. When I say it's not a liquid, what I mean is that it's not actually ink. It's a kind of arcane fluid that seems to be pouring, but also pulled along almost by the mechanism within the needle. And she starts to work on you. And as she does, she starts to kind of outline the birthmark that you've got on your skin. And by the time that she's done, very carefully, patiently working around your wrist, you are finished with, and feel free to add this or change this if you've got any ideas about your character. She fills out what looks like a clear sky at night around your wrist. It's filled with other stars. There are a few clouds that are spotted around the wrist as itself if it comes up to your wrist line here. That kind of fades away, and as it does so, it has a shimmer to it almost on your skin, as if you were kind of looking at like scales. It's not scales, but the color. I mean,
Yeah.
only if you catch it in a certain light do you see it. That if you do see it at a certain light, it almost looks as if your skin kind of turns a blue to kind of match the night sky, but only at the perfect angle kind of thing. As she's kind of tattooing this on you, it's not so much that she is drawing it on, it's more that she's putting the ink in the right places, and the ink spreads out across your skin and completes this image on its own. The tattoo that you have been given, she kind of, it completes itself almost as she removes the tattooing machine from you. And she says, now you will need to spend some time with this tattoo should its abilities benefit you, but you can choose to what's the word that people use attune to it. You can choose to attune to bless you. And she describes to you that you could use this to your benefit. I recognize some of the markings in this tattoo, and I think this one will suit you well. You have been given or bestowed upon you is the Masquerade tattoo.
Oh, I love the name.
So as a bonus action, you can shape the tattoo into any color or pattern and move it to any area of your skin. Whatever form it takes, it is always obviously a tattoo. It can range in size from no smaller than a copper piece to an intricate work of art that covers all of your skin. It also allows you to, as an action, use the tattoo to cast Disguise Self with a DC of 13 to discern the disguise. Once the spell is cast from the tattoo, you can no longer cast it until the next day.
Cool.
Amazing. I love it.
So again, I've tried to choose some of these tattoos based on person.
Mhm.
I think the fluid ink thing works well because that speaks to your ability to already with your gown, your robe, changing that. But the disguise self, I thought for Nirali's ability to, cloak herself when she's trying to suppress her identity,
Yeah.
which I think makes sense.
Yeah.
Happy
I
with
love
that?
it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the ink forms itself into an image, and Margaret waits patiently for the next person.
Aku, you.
Sorry, I think upon entering the tattoo place with the coffees kicking in, I'd probably, being a bit grumpy, would go back to the book so people didn't talk to me. That's
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
This book is maybe grumpy. Therefore, I will go back to this
Yeah,
book.
I'd like to point out that you're doing an excellent job of role playing a grumpy person. You're doing a very good job. A very good job.
Almost like I'm used to it.
All right, so we'll say that maybe Haiku goes last if they're keeping to themselves. Randall or Aro volunteering themselves next?
Randall,
Sure,
you want to go?
someone's good. Yeah, but where's the chair?
I'll direct you.
I would have helped you to the chair. I said I would help, so
Okay.
lead him over there. Help him sit down.
Right, well then you are sat down. Let me just get to the page where your one is. I've given you guys too many magical items. I've made a horrible mistake.
It's never enough magical items. Just
gonna be a
make
hot-
them all
it's gonna be a-
attunable.
It's going to be a really well. That's what I'm trying to do. These are all attunable. These are, yeah. Eventually, you'll come across a really, really buffed up rust monster who's just going to bite through all your magic items. Anyway, so you sit down, and I don't want to spend too much time describing the
process
because we'll be here all night. But surely enough, she starts to draw your tattoo. Are you asking for one that's brand new? Do you have an idea for one, or are you going to just enhance the one you already have?
I think just enhance.
Okay. Well, as she enhances your tattoo, the ink is placed against your skin, and it fills out a couple of additional kind of markers that are more specifically you. So with our matching tattoos that everyone has, it's this kind of this sigil that kind of represents each of our characters within our party, and what is added to yours are the images of parchments that are kind of like filled with letters that are kind of almost spilled out as a backdrop to the sigil, like around the back and the outside of it, as if someone had a desk that was just covered in papers, each of them meticulously written, some of them with illustrations, etc., spread across a table, and then the sigil, which is the shell with all of its other accompaniments, was placed on top of it. So in the background, it's like a spilled bunch of pages. And you are bestowed upon you is the Ghost Step tattoo. So this requires an attunement. So I regret this already. This tattoo has 3 charges, which it regains at dawn. As a bonus action, whilst the tattoo is on your skin, you can expend one of the charges to become incorporeal until the end of your next turn. For the duration, you have the following benefits: resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. You cannot be grappled or restrained, and you can move through creatures and solid objects as if they were difficult terrain. That is restricted to combat. If you end your turn in a solid object, you take 1d10 force damage. If the effect ends whilst you are inside a solid object, you are instead shunted to the nearest unoccupied space, and you take 1d10 force damage for every 5 feet traveled.
Okay, that was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I can give it to you later.
Thank you.
Cool.
So my thinking for this particular one was, first off, difficult terrain master. Second off, Randall, being the frontlining member of our party, has suffered some significant damage in some of our engagements, and this speaks to his body's innate desire to not get fucked up. but also, I think it makes a lot of sense, especially with the grappling and the restraint that you've recently encountered. I thought that was a Randley tattoo.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
randomly.
Randomly tattoo.
Okay.
You whiz through
Alright.
every enemy.
Can we take a bio break?
Yes, please.
Please.
Okay. We're desperately needing a wee. Yeah, okay, go for it.
All right.
Go for it.
Be right back, everyone. We won't be too long.
Okay.
Go get a drink.
Just long
Go
enough.
stretch. Just long enough. Go pee. Meh.
Turn my camera around. Look at this.
We had to cover the penis on the whiteboard because my grandma came over. So it's just the postcard of mine for now. It's still there, just hidden.
Is it reflected on the camera on your side?
Uh,
Is it the wrong way around?
no, it's right. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Right.
There you go.
Go back.
Hello, chat. It's just me and you lot now, since no one else is here. Hello, how are you? God. Hi, Sarah. How are you? How's you and Roxy? I assume Roxy's still there. Yeah, not too bad, in shot. Not too bad. It's like Tom's back.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tom.
I didn't get any snacks. Oh no.
Fool.
Shit.
Fool.
Where's my phone? Oh, it's over there. Checking that. Do I have to get up early tomorrow? No. Yes. Means I can stay up and have snacks after this. Do I get a snack now? No. I have a Belgian bun that I purchased earlier.
Oh, Roxy flew back tonight. Ah.
Oh, did she? Oh, I thought she was staying for longer.
Yeah, same.
She should be home safe and sound by now. She's got to go get a COVID test, right? They relaxed those rules. Like, oh no, is that yeah, it's like next week or something.
Who knows what's happening?
Are you well, Sarah? Did you have a nice time? I remember I had a driving lesson today as my instructor had pulled up on the front. Never got dressed so fast in my life. Yeah, I relate to that. The other day I woke up at I thought I had a nice lay-in day. I woke up at like 10:15 to a notification on my phone saying there was a meeting scheduled for 10 o'clock. Fucking ejected myself out of the bed, threw clothes on. All those days, like I had to be. It was a video meeting as well. Had to have clothes on.
Gross.
If it was a video meeting, you only had to have upper clothes on.
You're right, but it still
If
feels
you want the
weird.
bare minimum.
It feels weird to not be wearing clothes down the waist. You know?
Does it? I don't feel.
I mean,
weird.
on camera, I don't feel weird. I was gonna say, I mean, I'm trying it right now, but I'm just not used to it yet.
If someone was gonna make it, I had to beat them to it.
Yeah.
Okay, Katie's not back. I mean, that's fine. I'm just double checking it. Sometimes it's hard to tell if Katie's here because she'll put something in front of her camera or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I could move on to Oro Tattoo whilst nobody's not here.
I don't mind.
I don't know how she would feel about that. It's hard to tell. Bum 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 bum. Under the sea.
Oh, thanks, Sarah. I appreciate it. What's going on here on camera? We were on Be Right Back. We're still waiting for Katie to come back.
Our Be Right Back screen is essentially we go do our business, we come back, and then we just play again when everyone's here. We don't have a fancy planned Be Right Back thing that lasts for however long.
No downtime, only games.
Selection results are better than I expected them to be, so less anxious. Oh, good.
Ooh, hello.
Good. I realized I was wearing this crown upside down the whole time earlier.
No.
I was like, it looks weird to me, but I can't figure out why. And I was like, maybe it's just because I haven't worn it with the new pink hair. And then I was like, wait.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Okay,
Go, Doxy, go.
Run, Docs.
Bum 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 bum.
You watched The Little Mermaid recently?
Nope.
Is that like no, just in your head? Okay.
Oh, we were singing.
Jenny and I just have a couple of songs that we've recycled through.
Okay, that's fair.
And that was one of the songs that we have perpetually stuck in our head.
Sarah introduced me to the song that spawned the album, the Bridgerton musical. And while I haven't watched Bridgerton, it's the like sexy faux period piece thing.
Yeah.
With that guy in it. I'm like, you know, that guy, the one that's like really attractive or whatever, like that's like that matters. And so I just have had that playing in my head ever since she showed it to me last night. And it's just like, I don't know how long this one little section from that TikTok is going to be in my head, but my brain just keeps playing it over and over again. Yeah. The musical is so good. You know, okay, so I listened to the TikTok and I was like, this is really good, but I don't like the version she did where she recorded both parts herself. I can like hear the strain in her voice when she's singing the low notes, and it makes me like uncomfortable. But I have vocal trauma, so I'm just like, don't do this. But anyway,
Sarah gave a D6 bonus to Tom because she has a list and she fares them out evenly. But that does mean she's still on the list because she gave one to Tar.
A different
Sarah.
list. A different
In
list.
this situation, being fair is also being unfair.
Yes.
Listen, this is a good time to give it to me. This is clearly not a combat session, right? This is a safe time for her to
Clearly
give
not
me
a
D6s.
combat session. City packed with royal guards.
Well, you did just raid one of their tombs. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, but they don't know that yet.
Yeah, correct. Yet.
I thought they were trying to hide that anyway, so like
Yeah, they can't say anything, or they'll out
they
themselves.
can't call us
I
out.
mean, well, you mean that particular?
But they could
that tomb
just
in
black
particular.
bag us. That's true. So
Also, that was it was a cover up from several hundred years ago. So I suspect that the
it's still fresh.
it's
fresh
still
wound.
fresh.
yeah, what's a couple hundred years in a dynasty, right? You know, like meh.
Any session is a combat session if you feel like a murder hobo. Put clearly not a combat session on a t-shirt. Oh, you got another idea for a prompt? I love it, Grace. You're a prompt machine. I see, I'm smart about my fairness. Yeah, the tomb alarm went off and the guards have been sent to investigate.
Tomb alarm.
Okay, let's get back to our game.
Yeah.
So we're now moving on to Oro.
me.
Oro's tattoo. Oro's got an idea for that tattoo. Describe what you got.
So I was gonna get another tattoo from her because she likes me so much, so she was giving me another tattoo, and I'd been thinking about it for weeks, and I've settled on the thing I thought of as soon as I was given as soon as I knew it was gonna happen, which is gonna be it's similar to the Fool card in tarot, but it's gonna be a little skeleton with like he's holding like a knapsack on the back. There's gonna be that.
Gosh, I
Shit,
love it.
I didn't think where to put it. Somewhere. Think of it there.
Okay. Well, for now, we'll say that it's on, say, your like lower.
Oh, it's on her
arm
rib.
here.
Can it be on a rib?
Yeah, if you want on a rib, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. So it has the appearance of a skeleton with a little knapsack, like the Fool tarot card.
Yeah.
Got a little journey on adventures.
Yeah.
Okay. So the enchantment that is bestowed upon you is a little bit of a homebrew one.
Oh.
This
That's
is
code for OP.
I just gave you something that lets you go. Do you want to just go over the description of your ridiculous tattoo again? I regret immediately. So the item, the enchantment that you have been given is a tattoo of animal friendship. On attunement, lets you choose one animal that you can speak to for that day. You can switch it once per day, but once you've switched it, it is switched for that day. You have to rest. So you can long-term have the the ability to speak to Nugget.
Oh yeah.
But on the fly, if you need to, you can switch to another animal, but it will be that one animal for the rest of the time. It's not a type of animal, it's one specific animal.
Right. Cool.
Okay. That's also an attunement one.
So Oro's a Disney princess now.
Gobbo princess.
Does that mean we get more of Tom's Scottish accent?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes. Does that mean Nugget can be added on the prompts list? So you have to think of an answer to the prompts.
Definitely not.
Worth a shot.
I forgot about something in my notes here. Very happy to do with this. Hopefully that will become relevant. It definitely didn't have an opportunity to become relevant last game. So hopefully it's something I can remember to bring up now. Moving on to haiku. Do.
Hi.
Finding the book. Sorry, I'm scrolling.
Yeah, we all had the option whether we wanted the completionist tattoo magic-fied or anything else we wanted.
And now he's scrolling what he was noting on his PC.
Oh.
Damn it! Get out of my head.
Do you want another song?
1 second.
We have like 4 songs. The other one's Mysterious Girl.
So, what does Haiku want us to tattoo? Are we embellishing old tattoo, or are we getting a new one?
I had to think about that. So like Haiku's gonna get one of the books off their shell and show Margaret. It's like a book of schematics. And this particular one is a schematic of the gauntlet. Well, but it's for the other hand. So they want that to sort of like a schematic of the gauntlet to get.
That's cool. What a cool idea, Jack. I like that. Okay. Well, in which case, that is the precise tattoo that you are given. You know what? I'm going to do something unusual and allow you to choose something here. So your tattoo is an absorbing tattoo.
Okay.
Okay, so on attunement. Whilst the tattoo is on your skin and you're attuned to it, you have resistance to one type of damage. And when you take damage as a chosen type, you can use your reaction to gain immunity against that one instance of damage, as opposed to just usually resistance is half damage. So you can use your reaction on that turn to give yourself full immunity to that one type of damage. Once it's used, you can only use that again on the next day.
Okay.
But I'm going to allow you to choose the damage type. I think I'm supposed to roll a d10 and give it to you randomly, but I'm going to let you choose it. You can have a think about it if you don't want to choose right now.
I mean, I don't really know the damage types anyway. So,
it's acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, and thunder.
I think it makes most sense flavor-wise to be force, I think.
Force? Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, I might feel like I maybe want to buff that a little bit. Is it like a particular kind of? Is it a particular kind of sorcerer that can choose to be resistant to a different element every day?
I'm unsure.
Is it sorcerer? One of our rules lawyers in chat will help me out here. It's
In the meantime, we got a tip for £15 by a username that I can't say, but I can put in chat.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Is this another... Wait. Yeah, okay, I can't read that either. Oh, man. Okay, well, thank you very much to... Does it?
No, I don't.
What are you reading? Is that another... I want to know if that's something that we Google and it comes up with...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. There we go.
If you Google that, it comes up with DOX5, 2-oxoglutarate, ferredoxin, oxidoreductase beta subunit.
It's also one of those things that comes up with exactly one result.
Yeah, wow. That's incredible.
I can't remember what they're called.
Well, thank you very much, Doc. That's very sweet of you.
Thank you.
Oh, Grimes and Elon Musk's baby gave a donation. Oh my god. Oh god, I hate rich people. They're so stupid. Yeah, that was a good joke. Oh man, speaking to my heart.
Dragon blood gets resistance based on the heritage. Yeah, no, I thought that might be like a dragon, a born thing. Damn it! What am I thinking? Am I? Is that just not a thing that exists? Like you can't.
Sounds familiar.
I feel like there's something where you can choose a resistance every day.
There's some armor that lets you do that as like a magic item that lets you like attune in the morning to a different type of resistance. Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Well, I'll have a think about that, Jack, and maybe we'll do that as something you can choose every day one thing that you'd like to be resistant to, because if this is a strong item to have, but the lack of flexibility is a bit of a bummer. So I feel like I feel like it would be nice to be able to allow you to change it. But you'd have to do every day. You'd have like in the day. You'd have to just say what it is and make sure you keep track of it. Because if you go, oh, I know that I'm going into a poison layer today. I'm going to put my whatever. Okay.
Yeah. You have to remind me afterwards because I didn't write it down. But yeah.
Sure. Okay. So this to me spoke to me about a haiku because it was kind of the ability to absorb and resist damage reminds me very much of a shell.
Well, I already had the absorb element spelled. That's the resistance as opposed to immunity.
Well, this gives resistance, but as a reaction, you can grant yourself immunity to one instance of damage.
Gotcha.
Which is if you're going to get hit by that 30.
Yeah,
it's still nice to be able to switch it to something else.
Yeah, I like that.
So maybe we'll say it's akin to the absorbs element spell then, but we'll chat about that later. So anyway, these tattoos are imbued upon your skin. They are attunement requirements. So if you want to be able to use them properly, you must be attuned. If you want just them on your skin, you do not have to attune. They are not rules as written to the tattoos in the books, because in the books you unattune to them and they become a needle again, which I don't think is very fun. I think if you're getting a tattoo, it should stay on you.
Yeah.
I think the benefit of it is that, if they go back into a needle form, it's because they look ugly and you don't want them. So for example, with the absorbing tattoo, it's supposed to be that the tattoo is a specific color. So if you're like, oh, here you go, you have an orange tattoo on, you're like, oh, that doesn't fit my theme at all. I don't want orange. You're okay. There is a spell called True Strike, best spell in the game. Are we just describing spells now? What's your favorite spell, guys?
I think Mika is being sarcastic.
I know.
True Strike is such a pointless effing spell. My favorite spell? Crown of Stars.
Stars. I was going to say Prestidigitation was surely yours. Or Counterspell.
I do really like. I almost said Counterspell. I almost said that. It's a really good one. I know I've wounded you permanently, but it's really good spell.
Okay. It is okay. Right. Anyway, let's move on. So these tattoos are bestowed upon you by Margaret, our old lady tattoo artist. And she kind of very big grin on her face as she starts to pack up her stuff at the end of the day. We're getting into the evening now, as you guys have been sat there very patiently throughout the day. You've had a decent amount of hours to put into this book, and you got a decent amount of hours into being attuned to that.
How many would you
bandage.
say?
Well, I mean, let's say you got there around 9.
That seems reasonable.
In the morning. And you guys are probably done around 8 p.m.
Good for now.
How long did each tattoo take? You need to take that time out for your reading time.
Nah, don't bother.
2.75 hours.
It must be accounted for to the second.
Okay. Right. The tattoos are upon you now. Margaret happily shuffles away, content with her day of work, and also with the quality of her new toy. As you kind of peek into the back room as she shuffles away, and you can see that she's cleared some space amongst the mess of the rest of her collection, and has a little kind of display case. Whereas previously she had a stand that she would rest her tattoo machine on. Clearly now that she's wrangled some glass and kind of put it aside to make sure that it's protected, and she's cleared some space. She's clearly treating us with
rotates.
But that's your time with Margaret up.
Thank you, Margaret. Love you.
Oh, you've done so much for me. I would be dead.
Maybe.
Straight up, I would be dead. Those things you saved me from would have shanked me. No more tattooing, and I couldn't have done this amazing work.
Tis
It is really pretty.
Mm.
As she's looking at her wrist, I realize you can't see me doing this.
I will continue my work and make bank now that I'm giving out magical tattoos again.
Fuck yeah.
Big bank.
Big bang.
Embassy is a great place to start selling high quality, luxurious wares.
Apparently, it's been really busy today.
Oh, yes. Well, it's like that sometimes.
And there were guards everywhere. Way more than last time.
Oh, well, sometimes some noble rolls into town and everyone makes a big fuss. I don't care much about those folk. It's I'm just a little person trying to make my way. Little in stature, only.
Did you say lonely?
Little in stature, not little in stature only.
Oh, I see. I thought you said little in stature, lonely. I was like, that can't be what she said. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Me too, Margaret. Me too.
Well, thank you.
It's been a pleasure working upon you, and I sincerely hope that we will see each other again. Anytime you're in embassy, hit me up.
Hell yeah. I'll be covered in tats.
We'll get you tatted up.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, wave goodbye as you're out on the road in the morning, and I'll see you again soon. Okay. Goodbye, my lovelies.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now. Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as the door closes, I'm just going to look over to Oro and be like, was that circus talk?
Which bit?
Almost all of it. Why would we hit her? I don't know why we would hit her.
Oh.
Yeah, I was confused by that too. Where is she being hit up to?
Oh, it just
How high
means
is it?
And
it just
she's
means
so
like
little, wouldn't she be hit down? Sorry, go ahead.
No, it just means call people up. It just means like get in contact with them. It just means to hit someone up is like get in contact with them.
Okay.
Don't hit anyone.
And why was she straight up? I mean, when you're standing, you're usually straight up, or mostly straight up, I guess, depending on if you're leaning or not.
It just means like just being upfront.
Okay.
And what's this?
Randall, you can't see. How did you know? How did you know she did that?
Shit. No.
Randall hits Margaret.
It's the sign for sending stones, clearly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ah. Just like no one hangs up on anyone, we just push a button to end the call. Yeah, but I remember when we actually hung up, okay? Because I'm ancient, so like you know so much, Oro. Hope I can remember all of these things.
Well, I'll teach you whenever you want to know anything, don't worry. I can speak the youth.
Ooh, what's that?
Youth, like young, yeah, cool, hip.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. We should probably go stay at that place again tonight, right?
Do we want to stay there, or do we just want to start heading to the next place?
It's late evening now.
I mean,
You can head out and be on the road if you'd like.
Did we see any inns like on the way in?
Ha! All the way into
Nice.
the city. Outer ends.
No.
It might be cheaper on the outskirts. Yeah. But I don't mind camping. Camping's fine. If we want to get on the road.
Maybe we should stay here again tonight so that you can finish your. Oh wait, what time did he put on the thing last night? Would this be
Like,
24
just-
hours?
Just before bed. So it depends.
Yeah,
when
it's
we
not
go to
24
bed.
hours yet. No.
Oh, what? How long is it before it kicks in?
24 hours.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. How much longer until it kicks in?
A couple hours.
Okay. Maybe we should stay here again tonight because
I'm sorry, Docs. Puns restart the attunement process.
Maybe we should stay here another night so that Randall can see or hear.
Yeah, I think.
I still got a banging headache somehow. Not quite sure why.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go stay in that inn again. Yes.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Right. Well, you find your way back to the Immer Inn, and fortunately, the staff is once again our tiefling friend. She is way worse than she's been so far. She doesn't even
Not
she
even
just
a
doesn't
scoff.
acknowledge you. Honestly, she just kind of pretends that you're not there.
Oh, that's the worst.
Would I get a reaction out of her, considering I didn't see her the night before and I'm looking equally grumpy?
I will give you advantage on a persuasion roll to see if she reacts less negatively to you. That's not positive, it's less negative.
Persuasion, you say so.
Persuasion, I think, is what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. 15, okay. All right. She's still shitty with you, but not as bad.
What if I'm shitty with her?
Well, that's what's getting you the higher
Oh yeah,
persuasion.
okay, yeah.
Does it still say 10 gold a night?
It does, yeah.
Are there 4 rooms free?
In fact, all 6 rooms are still free.
Ooh.
Big surprise.
I'm just gonna hand over 10 gold.
Okay. Well, there's enough space that if you wanted to reach behind the counter, you probably could to pick your key off of the hook. She does not move at all to get it for you.
Okay, I'll just put it there. And
She
just be like,
takes
"Oh,
she
okay."
takes the money. She puts her hand down on the desk on your money and slides it over to her.
Well, Oro probably has to climb up on the counter and just like, okay, all right, I'll just get this, shall I? Okay, great.
She doesn't
Can
stop
you
you.
do that? Isn't she supposed to give them to us? Is that like a rule? I don't know.
Oh no, she seems to be in a bit of a mood. A tiffy. Because
Ooh, what's Tiffy?
What? Yeah, what's that?
it's just in a huff, you know.
I have.
A mood, a bad mood.
Does your throat hurt again?
She's blanking all of you, apart from Haiku, who she is giving some disdain.
I'm gonna hand over the 10 gold. And telekinetically pull one of the keys off the wall, purposely have it like whistle past their ear, just to make a point.
You don't have to be mad at us, you know. It's not, you know. No, don't judge you. Fine. Good on you, you know. Anyway, I assume Randall gives one of us 10 gold, or I'll count 10 gold out for Randall and get him his key.
Thank you.
Take 10 gold and 2 more lozenges out and just kind of set them on the table.
She kind of
I just smile.
Do you want me to get this key too?
Yeah, the same one as yesterday. I liked that room.
At this point, Aura's just sitting on the counter, like keys to...
You see at the end of the desk, there is a stack of towels that have been placed.
Were there towels in the room yesterday, or did we have to get them from the other girl?
You had to get them from the other girl.
Okay. I shall grab
And
a towel.
the presence of the towels here indicates to you that perhaps she's not here today.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll grab a towel on my way back.
Okay, I'll follow suit and pick up a towel for me, and I'll pick up one for Randall as well.
All these towels are people who don't bathe.
You know,
No,
might
I
need
was
to
about
blow
to
my
say-
nose.
Towels for all kinds of things.
I was
I'm
about
gonna
to
help
say,
Randall up the stairs. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think I'll be picking up a towel because there's no point. I'm going to dry my already dried body.
I just seen Early grab one, and I'm like, that's probably a good thing to do. Yes, okay.
Yeah, you never know when you'll need a towel. You could spill a drink or
Yeah, you could spill milk all down you at any point.
and not no prestidigitation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed a whole thing I was going to do. That's fine. I've realised why it's actually better that I forgot the thing. We're okay. Everything's falling together. In fact,
Falling
this is-
together.
This is all the
Planned.
crumbled
So-
cookie is falling all over the place in the right place I wanted to fall. Like a
The
yeah,
narrative is weaving carefully.
yeah,
into the
accidentally doing exactly
tapestry
what I
that you
wanted
wish
to.
create.
This is 90% of my DMing is I will
Same.
stumble across a really cool idea that just happens to line up with the story that I already had. It's like, oh, this needs. Wait a second. This
That's
thread
actually way
and this
better.
thread. Whoa. It's all accidental. Okay. Will you make your way back? Make your ways up to your room, and shortly, well, in the preparation of your evening, Randall, your vision comes back to you. Almost. In that you now have the kind of it's referred to as a blind sight.
Mhm.
So the bandage is now not a permanent fixture on your head, unless you can take it off if you want. But it's only going to come off if you want it to. No one else can take it off of you. It gives you blind sight, the ability in this case to perceive your surroundings through whatever additional augmented sense you've been given, with no real disadvantage. And functionally, you can perceive your surroundings in the same way that you had before. And from now on, we will describe your sense as seeing. As you are becoming accustomed to your newfound sense,
Look out the window into the darkness and see everything.
wow,
Whoa! Blind.
look at this rat.
So many rats.
You actually look out the window onto the. You have a window that kind of looks out into the docks, and you can see the huge ship there, and you can see that the kind of flags the sails are being pulled taut, and it looks like they are setting off. Actually, you can hear, in fact, even a little ding 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 of some bells off in the harbour. It looks as if they are leaving. There are 5 docks.
Suspicious.
And you kind of you admire the kind of the clear sky and the view that you have of the harbour. And as your vision kind of just fades back into your kind of short sight rather than you're looking into the distance, kind of fades into the forefront. You look at yourself, and there's a little bit about yourself that doesn't look like you, and you kind of you really take it in for as long as you can. And you realize that you look considerably older.
Good. Excellent.
How much is considerably older?
Randall has aged 10 years.
10 years.
Uh-oh.
That's like
Okay,
half
so-
my life.
What? Oh,
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 Jesus.
God. oh God.
So old. Everyone else here just crumbles into dust. The psychic damage that's been dealt to all of us. Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, you have
So
aged
do I
10
also-
years.
Do I also feel 10 years older?
Yes, you have. You don't just look 10 years older. You are functionally 10 years older.
So
How old does
actually, I'll
that
take
make-
my character sheet.
Yeah.
How old does that make Randall now?
41.
Oh.
What has Margaret done? Oh no. Would you like to take some guesses as to what's happened here?
10 years have passed and I've had this blindfold on. And it's taken me that long to attune to it.
And we just didn't tell you.
Baby Jack, don't ever mention that again. Any other guesses?
What did it?
Oh,
Yeah.
like this is a cursed item.
Incorrect.
It's a uncursed item.
It feels
the
like it
name of the
happened
item
a
again?
million years ago now that this happened to you. But you were given the fright of your life by a ghost. And the horrifying figure that you saw scared you so much
Did
for
it
like an
age me
instant
10
because you
years?
immediately got rid of it with your monk abilities, that you aged 10 years.
Wow.
It's a side effect of the ability, and I actually rolled, I think, the minimum that I can roll on that table for how much you aged. I think the maximum is like 40 years.
Oh my god.
I mean, if you'd done that, I would have been 70.
So yeah,
Yikes.
you done aged 10 years.
So this was
Jeez.
from the tomb?
It's from the tomb, yeah.
Okay.
You just haven't had an opportunity to really like look in a mirror or anything since then.
There's been a lot going on.
I know, I was gonna
rubbish.
give it to you whilst you were in the tattooery, which is definitely a word. But I was like, oh, he can't see.
Did none of us notice?
Well, so I mean,
He's got a blindfold on.
the difference is, yeah, he's already got a blindfold on, so you're not exactly getting an opportunity to look at him. There's already enough different about him, but it's more of a he's noticed this after looking at and examining himself. I mean, like something actually is something. I do look a little bit. There's something going on here. You know, I mean, the difference between being 10 and 20 is quite significant, but maybe the difference between being 30 and 40
isn't as much.
isn't quite as stark of a difference.
Yeah, that's usually more like trauma centered and like being crushed by the weight of the world more than like visible aging, because you've started to get your wrinkles by like late 20s, 30s usually, and by 40 it's just like maybe you look a little more tired.
That's not being more depressing, huh, Katie? That's
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone's just reminded me that they're only 20.
No, I'm older than 20.
I'm well more close to 40 than to 20. So perhaps.
Okay. Anyway. So yes, Randall has aged. Aged an amount that isn't, you know, going to influence them in game.
Important.
Also, monks get timeless body, don't they? When do the monks
Yeah.
get timeless body? So you could be 70 and still be chilling.
I saw a discussion about that the other day, and it was about whether or not monks with timeless body is actually die from old age. Because it's supposed to be that you like the effects of aging don't work on you, or don't impact you, so you can still be a completely active monk up until whenever, however many years old you are. But does that also imply that you can't die from aging?
I would think that it's because of your like attunement to your chi and stuff like that. And like you could probably choose to die if you're like, I'm tired and I'm finished, and you kind of like
This is
cut
so
the
fucking
cord sort
sad.
of But I think that like if you literally can't age and you don't need to eat, and I think there's a point where you don't even need to breathe water or something, or breathe air, breathe water. You could like,
that's-
sorry, I don't
You
know.
don't even need
Like,
to breathe water. Why?
yeah, well, I never need to breathe water. My brain got to the end of like 2 sentences later while I was still
Yeah.
saying the first one. I just
with
was
you,
like,
I'm
never
with you.
mind. So like you die at the fullness of your time span. But doesn't it also let you live longer? Oh wait, no, that's druids. Druids get to live like 10 times their normal lifespan or
Wow.
something.
All right. Okay. Well, moving on. We leave you in a brand new morning. You guys have a lovely restful sleep. Unfortunately, no bath is drawn for you because the drow lady is not here today, which is very sad since it's supposed to be part of your payment. But these guys suck. So you wake up, and as you noticed the night before, at least Randall did, the ship is gone. The Obuskir family ship is gone. You note that the market is markedly quieter. The guards that you saw the day before are gone. But apart from that, you guys had a wonderful, restful sleep. You all had the opportunity to attune to your new magical tattoos, if you so wish. You don't have to, but if you do, please make sure that you are keeping track of the items that you are attuned to now, because it's going to start getting to a point where you're going to have to swap something out, sort of deal.
If any of you have too many, you can just give one of your spares to me because I'll have this tattoo.
Randall has a really important dream where he has a dream about his tattoo, and the dream is the origin of his tattoo, and it's just him watching himself get his tattoo, which is actually new to him because he didn't get to see any of it the first time around.
Wow!
Oh, I love that.
That's pretty cool.
Brand new.
Oh my god, your legend lore. That's the lore of the tattoo.
Yeah, the lore of the tattoo is I got the tattoo.
I like it.
God, I love that. That's hilarious.
Can we appreciate Tortu's illustration here?
Oh my
We'll put
gosh.
in chat.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
Wow. Wow.
Knocked over a drink and everything.
Mhm.
I love it. Thank you.
I think I'd have done a bit more reading. Like
Yeah.
it's almost becoming a little bit of an obsession.
Oh,
Keep reading it.
interesting. Okay, all right. Well, you've been having a fun time going through the tasks that have been set before you. Several of them have been kind of like philosophical, kind of what do you call them? What do you call it? What are those tasks that people do with like the train? What's it called? Thought experiments. There we go. The gears of old Tom's brain whirring around. Many of them
are
are
in the boiler, and you got there in the end.
many of them are thought experiments style sort of things. Occasionally, you get a more interactive chapter where you get the opportunity to scroll in the margins, as it were, and then occasionally use full pages that they've left intentionally blank, so that you can draw, contraptions that you think would solve a particular problem, like engineering tasks that are put in front of you. Monks do eventually become immune to magical aging, and that ghosts and sphinx can do. How do they?
Cool.
Oh. So you don't just get your character is aged to death mid-fight.
Oh no.
Is Tom experimenting with thinking again? I'll get there one
Dangerous.
day.
You'll hurt
I'll
yourself.
get there one day. But yes, you get the opportunity to answer some more like in-depth exercises that are definitely more your speed. More, there is an engineering problem doing this, and this. Design something that will solve this problem whilst not causing this to happen or whatever. You are given these materials, that kind of thing. But as you are turning the pages, you start to get like this headache is coming back to you, and you think you've actually recognized the source of it. Partly it's just simply sitting down and reading all day is doing your head in, partly it's the fact that this is just intense. But additionally, you notice now as you are pulling, sometimes, you're getting through some of these tasks and it's taking you hours and hours and hours. Occasionally you read a page and you're just so invested and you're so almost addicted to this that you're flipping pages really quickly. And as you do so, if you flip it fast enough, you see that the text hasn't manifested itself yet. You're reading a book that's writing itself as you go. So every time you are pulling a new page or turning a new page, it is writing itself in ink that is completing itself before you have opened it. But occasionally you catch it in the act. And as you do, you become more conscious that as you are reading, the letters are shifting somewhat. It's just like the lines that you are reading are like, they're not solid on the page. And it's that you think is somewhat causing your headache. I will leave it now down to you whether or not you continue to be experiencing these headaches because of this. That's your prerogative. I will no longer give you disadvantage on ability checks because of it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be grumpy high Q for the next couple of days.
IQ high.
I opened Photoshop and Premiere Pro at the same time. Oh yeah, that's it. That's one very broken PC. Tom made dyslexia canon in this universe. As I was describing it, I was like, shit, someone with dyslexia might think I'm talking about dyslexia.
For the record,
no, it's just
it doesn't
a magical
shift
book.
in front of our eyes. Dyslexia, yeah. I just look at the 8 and see a 3, and then look away and look back and see an 8, and then I'm like, is it a 3 or an 8? Which is technically dyscalculia, but like, whatever. I have both.
Well, regardless, you do feel that you're making some significant progress with your book. Please make sure that you've kind of jotted down however many hours that you want to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're, you guys got into your book, into your hotel rooms at like maybe let's say 10, and you guys wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning, depending on what you decide. So please keep track.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I didn't get a good fucking cliffhanger. How annoying.
Oh no.
Well, it's the cliffhanger of the rest of us realizing that Randall's 10 years older.
True.
Yeah, right.
How does Randall look different? How did Randall notice that they're 10 years older? What do you think? Did your hair grow?
Yeah, the tiny bits of Randall's hair that do grow, they're like all white.
Oh, we did get to do the other prompt. Yeah, shit, sorry. I just saw Jack put that in the chat. I'm annoyed at myself for missing the opportunity.
Because I had literally nothing.
I had a good question.
We'll write it down. We'll do next week. Write it down. Because next week you will be on the road. I swear to God, I'll put you on that road myself. Next week we are leaving MSC after this entire session of downtime. Sometimes you just got to have downtime sessions.
Yeah, it's important.
You just got to have a little bit of RP.
Yeah.
A little bit of character development. Old man Randall.
Old man Randall.
Because next week stuff happens.
You're gonna die.
There's the cliffhanger he's leaving it on. Stuff happens.
I've got some cool ideas for next week. One of which is a little bit of fun for Evan, if Evan's around. But I don't know if Evan's around. So maybe he'll see it. Maybe he won't. Next week we are leaving and going to have fun on the road, whether you like it or not.
I think
Get in this car, so help me.
Oh,
just got
Tortu, we need the Randall progression image that you have for your Humblewood character with the raisening monkey, different stages of the raisin monkey, but for Randall. Just gets angry.
Oh, hold up.
Hold up.
Oh.
Do you have a link to that image so that we can show the chat what I'm referring to, just in case you missed our Humblewood games, currently we finished our final session over on Evan's channel last week. Friday? Did we do it Friday? I can't remember.
Time means nothing. I
Was
don't
it?
know.
It happened. We finished it. It was a lot of fun, but it's over now.
It's over now.
Got nothing to promote apart from Evan's just general channel, I guess. But yes, that's it.
Here you go.
Look at this. If you haven't seen this, it's hilarious.
Oh, look at his little face, his wrinkly mouth.
So I want a version of that for Randall. That's so good. Thank you, Tortu.
That's how I looked at 32 as well.
These
You
are
start
levels.
aging backwards once you pass 32. You have something to look forward to.
Oh.
You can't say that. You're
Yeah, I
ages
can
away.
say whatever I want.
Can't say what?
Jack went, oh, as well. Like, you can't say You're too young.
You don't know the meaning of yet.
I do. I was living where I live. Fucking
No.
hell.
What about living where you live? I'm sorry. What was that?
I know the definition of living where I live.
The definition of what?
Yeah.
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 Katie, I think we need to remove Mal from the self-deprecation list and put you back on.
Oh.
That was a joke.
Oh wait,
I obviously didn't actually look like that at 32
Get
because I'm
outta
older than that now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lovely. Okay, we'll call it quits there. GG's everyone. I hope you're happy with your magical tattoo.
Yeah, it's really
Yes.
cool. Thank you.
Very cool.
Make sure to write those down on your character sheets.
Will do.
I will send our players screenshots of the tattoos themselves so that you can put them in your things. So you, not the screenshots of the actual visit.
Oh, I see, I see.
I mean the descriptions.
Yeah.
I don't have them more.
The texty bit.
Imagine.
I was like, oh my God, you got images?
No, imagine.
Images.
But
Yes,
GG's
they're all
everyone.
in a dark room with no lighting.
Look at this. But yes, I hope you guys had a good game. I'm looking forward to the progression of the next part of our campaign. Oh yes.
Join us next time when Randall gets another 10 years older.
Every
Dies of old
episode.
age, one
Randall-
XP before getting the thing that stops him from dying. of old age.
No.
Randall's like, I think I might retire tomorrow. And then
We're gonna have some fun stuff, all sorts of development, all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy kinds of developments going on now. The
Oh.
balls rolling. It's really happening.
wow.
See, Jenny didn't get to use a D6. Oh, I'll use it next time.
Yeah,
yeah, his
suddenly-
don't go away.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it next time. Oh, I'm gonna use it. Yeah, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it.
I
He's
won't
gonna be a
use it
fact.
this
He's gonna be a fact. Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Bogsman, is that you?
time.
Mans, that's what it is. Bogmans.
Wolfman.
Bogmans.
Okay, everyone. Let's call it
See
quits. Let's say goodbye to chat. Thank you, everyone
next
who
week.
donated
Goodbye
towards the
to chat.
D&D fund. You've made
Yes.
Patreon subscriptions possible again. Wasn't that the voice of the guy who had a puppet? No, the guy who had a puppet was like a southern boy, thanks.
Was he?
Wasn't he a southern boy? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't
That was so long ago.
know. Puppets.
That was the puppet dude in the... Anyway. Anyway.
Anyway, let's go. We'll see you
Let's
next
get outta
week, probably,
here.
maybe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah.